What's going on, Lions fans? Welcome into the Pride of Detroit PODcast here with an emergency episode because I don't know if you've heard the news, but there's some big things happening in the Motor City on the day before Thanksgiving. I think we should officially name this Franksgiving. Like forevermore, this day will be known as Franksgiving. If you haven't heard the news, the Lions are getting Frank Ragnow coming out of retirement, and there's a lot of things to talk about. I'm joined once again by my amazing co-host. First and foremost, we have your senior editor over at prideofdetroit.com, Ryan Matthews, Ryan at Ryan underscore POD. Ryan, I see it behind you, Frank 316. Greatness,
J-
greatness.
just play his music, man. Play his music. By God, that's Frank's music. I, I think too. We should probably talk about the moment that we found out and our initial reactions to it.
Yeah, because I we are definitely going to talk about that because I definitely was not expecting that based on how my phone was acting at the time. But along with me and Ryan here, we also have your editor in chief over at PrideDetroit.com, Jeremy Reisman at Detroit Online over there on Twitter. Jeremy, how are you feeling?
I, it's been a whirlwind of, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours since we got the news. Man, flabbergasted, excited, thrilled, shocked, all of it, man. I, I, I'm sure we've all been on this podcast in the past 3 months, like basically asking people to stop asking because Frank Ragnow's not coming back. And just another reminder that in this business, in life, really, don't talk in absolutes. Even if, I mean, it's crazy though, because I had never been so certain of something in my life, it felt like, and it wasn't just like my gut feeling or anything. It was talking to people in the locker room, talking to Dan Campbell. Like, everyone seemed to think that Frank Ragnow was resolute in his retirement. And so I jokingly put out on Twitter, and I almost still feel the same way. It's just like, I would have expected Barry Sanders to come back before Frank Ragnow comes back. And now I'm just like, I don't know what to think, man, but I'm hella excited.
If you follow former Detroit Lion TJ Lang, I mean, apparently there's a number of people that could potentially come out of retirement on a day like today. You know, Barry Sanders, TJ himself, Calvin Johnson, the list goes on and on. But no, seriously, Ryan, like I think where you kind of hinted at, I want to kind of start there. Like, let's just start with where you were when the news initially broke and what your initial reaction was. So, Ryan, let's start with you.
So I was at Kroger and notoriously awful service inside of a Kroger. So I'm like gathering things for the charcuterie board for Thanksgiving. I'm getting eggs because we're in charge of deviled eggs. And I walk out and I get all the groceries in my car and I look at my phone finally and I see the tweet from the Lions with Frank coming onto the field. And my first reaction was like, that's the worst way to say Frank's going to be at Thanksgiving for the game. I was like, that's the worst way to say that he's going to make an appearance. Oh no, it's more than just an appearance. Like I immediately start scrolling and I'm like hitting people up. I'm like, are you seeing this? Like, what is this? Like question marks and then I see Jeremy in Slack. He's like, oh, it's real. It's very real. And the only thing I could think of was the biggest problem for the Detroit Lions is fixed.
I'm right there with you, Jeremy. I'm gonna go to you before I say where I was doing at the time of this news broke. Where were you and what were you doing when this news hit
Well,
you?
okay, so it's 3:45 p.m. when the Lions send that out, and I'm waiting for the injury report to drop. I'm waiting for roster moves to drop. Typically, on a Saturday before roster moves are dropped, I try to reach out to the Lions to get kind of like a sneak peek at roster moves just so I can get ahead of it. I'm obviously not allowed to post it until it's official. I got hey, I don't think I'm going to be able to get anything to you by 4. You'll just have to get it, which is something that happens every now and then, especially when there are a lot of roster moves, and there were a ton of roster moves today, of which we probably won't even bother getting into. But so I'm just sitting there waiting. And then, like, I had the exact same response that Ryan did. I'm like, oh, well, I guess it's kind of cool that Frank's going to be at the game, but, like, there are going to be people that are pissed off at this because you have, and then, like, slowly the national people tweets come in. Like, the first one of the line social media people says, like, oh my God, it's happening or something. I'm like, no, right? No. And then I think Rappaport is the first one that says, this is real. Frank Ragnow is coming out of retirement. And I'm just, no, like, This is me. Like, is that I and Ian Rappaport actually an L? Like,
Oh yeah,
am I
100%.
am I getting? And then
Yeah,
and then it was just like Schefter was right after that, and it was just like it's so surreal, and I don't know. It almost feels like the Lions actually were active at the trade deadline, right? Like this is the piece of the puzzle that could propel this team into everything that is still very much on the table, and
It was a deadline.
It literally was a deadline. That is a good point, where this was the last day he could return from retirement, which makes you wonder like how much. I mean, there's still so many unanswered questions, right? Like, was Frank the one that initiated that? Was Dan? Did Dan make one last phone call and say, "Hey, deadline's coming up. Just call in to see if there's any shot." One thing that I want to put out there that seems unlikely, because obviously no Graham Glasgow this week. I don't think it was necessarily a reaction to that, because they didn't put Graham Glasgow on IR. I feel like if that was like a season long concern, that they would have done that. But I don't know. I'm thrilled. Part of me wishes it had happened a couple weeks earlier, and Lions would have a little bit more wiggle room in the final stretch of the season. But I don't think it's too little, too late, or anything like that. I'm very, very, very excited.
Yeah. I probably wasn't doing anything all that exciting. Like, and to our audience, was not exciting at all. I have not played video games in like months. And so I decided like, hey, let's go ahead and get some Destiny 2 in. Like, I haven't played in a long time. Let's get some grinding in. And after about like an hour of grinding on, my phone is just going off the hook. And I'm just like, why is my phone vibrating this much? And probably like most people, it's the day before Thanksgiving. I think it's just my family like trying to get things in order, trying to figure out who's bringing what. And
Yeah.
I pick it up and it's like all of these Slack notifications. And I'm like, what the hell could possibly be going on in Slack that's like this big that everyone is just like sending all these messages? And like both of you, like I was in disbelief, even though like Ryan is the one that like put the tweet in Slack. I'm like, that's not real. Like trying to like check the date, like, no, it is November. No, this isn't April Fool's. Like, oh my God, Frank Ragnow is actually coming back. And I pretty much just like lost all functionalities of like my brain, my body. Like I didn't know what to do with my hands at that point, Ryan. It was just like I don't know what to do at this point.
I'll be honest, I was so emotional. I was on the brink of tears. I was on the brink of tears. Like, it felt so emotional that the Lions were going to get Frank Ragnow to come back and play football in the year 2025. I think the only thing we have to work off so far is the Schefter tweet where he says he has now decided to unretire and return to Lions. Asked why, one source said, loves the game.
Right.
I mean, the guy loves ball so much, he just can't help himself. And like I said, the Lions' number one problem is fixed.
It definitely feels that way, right,
Yeah.
Jeremy?
It feels that monumental. Now, obviously, I mean, what is Frank going to look like when he's first back? How long is it going to take? You know, I saw, I think it was Schefter who kind of threw out there like, definitely not tomorrow. Let's be clear, he's not going to play on Thanksgiving. And next week against the Cowboys also feels kind of unlikely, but like that Rams game on the road feels like a potential return, and even that feels
That's when you need him.
Even that feels, but that feels a little early. Like, okay, now we're gonna throw you into the Kobe Turner and Rams defensive front fire after 2 weeks being with the team.
Who could do it though? Who could do it?
Yeah,
Frank
I
could
don't
do
know. It's crazy, and yeah, and like I already see some people asking too, like, okay, does this mean we have him next year too? Because he is under contract for 2026 too. And again, these are questions that we have no answers to. And I don't know. I will also say, like, one of my first reactions was just like, damn, I've missed that guy. I want to see him. Like, I'm really excited to just see him in the locker room. Because we never got that closure, right? Like, he sent out the Instagram post and drifted into the middle of a lake to go fishing, and that was it. And again, like, that's why we thought this was so impossible. Is like he just deuced, like he just, I'm out. Like, football has no meaning to me anymore, and I respect that, and I'm never going to like, he should have done this earlier. He put the Lions out on alert. Like, none of that. Let's just be thankful he's back and excited for what this can mean to the team, because yeah, most of the problems from this season have stemmed from not being able to run the football up the middle, not being able to protect Jared Goff. And one of the first things I thought too was like, okay, we're gonna have him for the Minnesota game now. That is a huge difference. How many times have anyone said like that Minnesota defensive front and all the tricks and things they do, Frank was so key in stopping that, and we saw what it looks like when he's not there. We're not going to have to see that again, which I'm absolutely thrilled about because I think that's still one of the harder remaining games on the schedule.
Yeah, I think one of the things that does immediately get cleaned up with Frank coming back is communication. Like, I think there's a lot of questions about what he's going to look like physically, right? I would be very cautious to think that, like, or I wouldn't think at all that he just like all of a sudden just hopped off the couch like, no, I could play football. Like, I'm sure he's been training, but it's still getting back into like regular, everyday football shape. But the mental aspect of the game has always been one of the strengths to Frank Ragnow, his ability to diagnose things and communicate things. And to both of your point, I think that in itself cleans up so much with this offensive line. Being able, whether it's, Graham that's playing left guard, whether it's Coyote playing left guard, whether it's eventually Christian Mahogany playing left guard, like simply just having Frank there to be able to communicate and dissect things, I think is going to have a huge impact on how this offensive line is able to perform. I guess, Ryan, one of the things I would ask though, where do you see, like, with Frank, when it's Frank's first game back, which aspect of the offense do you see it impacting the most, the run game or the pass game?
I feel like it has to be the pass game. Like I think the run game, there's been enough of optimism. There's been enough glimmers. There's been enough flashes of the run game working up the middle, especially I mean just against the Giants, right? Like the Lions' ability to run duo, like that seemed all well and fine for the most part, but I'm just so excited for what this will do for the passing game. I think it's so important, like Jeremy and you pointed out, that he's up there diagnosing things, helping Jared Goff at the line of scrimmage, communicating things to the rest of the offensive line. But on top of that, they just need the opportunity to throw the ball on third and long. I think that's one of the biggest weaknesses of their offense right now. Jeremy is just having enough time to set up something to give Jared Goff the confidence to step into a throw and really uncork one downfield. I feel like Frank Ragnow and what that does for the rest of the interior of the offensive line, which I'm sure we're going to get into, of what that all looks like 2, 3, 4 weeks down the road.
Yeah, no, I think that's you took the words out of my mouth there. Because yeah, I think one of the main issues of this team has been third downs and typically passing third downs, right? And I think some of that is not the protection not being picked up, the protection not being right. Now there's still going to be issues on the offensive line. It's not like boom boom everything's fixed. I don't know what the guards are going to look like. I think the most likely scenario is you move Graham to left guard and you keep Tate at right, but maybe it means moving Graham to the bench. Maybe you like Coyote and what he's done. I think Coyote had some struggles against the Giants, and it's a good defensive front there. And just throwing Frank next to him isn't necessarily going to make Coyote win his one-on-ones or Graham win his one-on-ones. We know Graham doesn't love playing the left guard, and he wasn't great at it last year either. So even if that's the route that they decide, it's not boom boom, we're fine, but it settles them down. It gets them into the right calls. And it does give, I think, both those guards some relief in knowing that they have a trusted, good player next to them. Now, Tate's never played next to him, and we talk all the time about how much chemistry is important, so it might not look great right away, especially if it's that Rams game where, like, that's a really good defensive front, but you hope after a couple weeks, certainly if this team makes the playoffs, by the time they get to the postseason, it's going to start looking like it did last year. And if that's the case, look out. This team's suddenly amongst the NFC's best again.
Yeah, it's crazy how one player, which it's not a surprise, but I think it is like crazy to see how excited we are about the addition of one single player. And we're talking about, like, again, how this can possibly change the landscape of the NFC, not even just the NFC North, but the entire NFC by having a more like established offensive line. Like Frank Ragnow, yes, hasn't played at all since last season, has been taking a lot of time to just get his body right, to enjoy time with his family, all of those different things. But I think like one thing that can't be slept on is like this is a former all pro. Like we're not talking about like, oh, you're getting back a good player to come back and like jump into the rotation. Like you're getting one of the best at that position to come back. I don't know, like Jeremy, how I know you're saying like this could change the landscape of the NFC, but like I don't know, big picture, best case scenario, like what do you kind of see this move really like what type of trickle down effect could this possibly have for the Lions?
I mean, enormous. Because, as fun as an explosive the run game has been, I know we just talked about the pass game a bunch, but like the run game has been inconsistent and they haven't been able to do it against good teams, good defenses. If they can, again, like that opens up the pass game even more. That opens up the play even more. And then we're talking about an offense, which, yes, I think, again, we need to remind people, is second in the NFL in scoring right now. Granted, yes, that includes a lot of beating up on bad teams. Suddenly becomes, the ceiling becomes best offense in the league again. It really does. And we know they've made a lot of strides defensively. They're going to get some defensive players back. Marcus Davenport is expected to play tomorrow. Terrion might be coming back. Kirby is going to be back hopefully in no time. It certainly sounds like he's trending towards, if not playing next week, the week after that. So it almost feels like the inverse of last year right now, where it's just like, oh, we get this player back and this player back and this player back right when we need all of these players. Like that is exciting. That's thrilling. And then you're talking about a Lions roster that can be put up against anyone. And I don't think it's an exaggeration to say they become maybe the most dangerous team in the NFC. If all of those things click, if they win enough games in the next couple weeks without some of these guys, they are going to be one of the hardest outs in the NFC. I have no qualms in saying that.
I think that's the stance that a lot of fans should have. I know it's the stance that I have. It's one of those things, Ryan, where I look at how Frank has played throughout his career. And one of the greatest things about having him outside of, again, his smarts, but is his ability to kind of neutralize or match up so well with some of these star defensive tackles. We go back to that playoff game against the Buccaneers where like it's a lot of Frank on Vita Vea one-on-one, and he's like the driving force behind keeping that interior offensive line so solid. I look forward to the rest of the season because like you guys have already said, they have the Rams, they have that defensive front. You may potentially have to see some of these other teams in the NFC that have had or have very good, interior defensive linemen. Simply having Frank out there kind of levels the playing field in terms of being able to eliminate or at least match up really well against some of those players, right?
Absolutely. And I think I just go back to the podcast that I did with you and Morgan in the wake of Frank's retirement, Miko, where it was a cause for alarm at that point, and then it just gradually snowballed into, oh, this is a big problem, and then it was, oh, this isn't going to be fixed at all this season. This is going to become an off-season problem that the Lions are going to have to address too. Now they get that player back that led all of us to think that the offense really has a ceiling. Now I'm back to thinking, Jeremy, that the ceiling for the offense is historically great, just like last season, right?
Yeah,
Like
it's on
I
the
don't think
table.
that it's on the table. The one other thing though, I think that's interesting, and not to borrow Jeremy's wet blanket, but the chemistry that you talked about earlier, Jeremy, there's a couple other names to consider too. Christian Mahogany,
Sure.
Miles Frazier was activated today. Who knows how all that shakes out? I do think that there's part of me that does think in an ideal world that unfortunately Graham is the odd man out, but that's awesome depth to have. You know what I mean? And that was one of our biggest concerns coming into the season was, okay, yeah, you did draft Ratledge, but Frazier's out, and all of a sudden, just removing Frank took away all the depth.
Right. Right. Because, I mean, we were even playing with the idea in the offseason of like, well, Graham might be the odd man out, might not make the roster after you draft the guys that you do. I don't think he's in danger of that now, but I mean, we'll see. The tricky part for me is just like, okay, we need to make sure that the Lions can keep their head above water, because we keep looking at these last 6 games and we keep saying like, you probably have to go 4-2, right? You probably have to go 11-6 on the season. Maybe you get in at 10-7. And so the first 2 games you're going to have to play without Frank, almost certainly. Packers tomorrow, and then obviously you got
And tomorrow without
the
Graham. Like
and tomorrow,
that's
right?
not easy
Yeah.
sledding at
And
all.
right, and then the Cowboys the following week, and the Cowboys, they beefed up the interior of their defensive line, right? And so, I mean, you really don't want to lose both those games. It's not over if you do, but you'd really like to split them. And if you win tomorrow and Thanksgiving, it really kind of, I don't know, lets you exhale a little bit and say, okay, they just need to go 3-2 down the stretch. That seems reasonable. But even if they do go 0-2, and you have to, and suddenly that Rams game is much more huge, and you don't really want to go into that as a must win. But you feel a little bit more confident now. You feel a little bit more like the Lions can hang, and certainly you feel better about the Minnesota game on the road, and certainly you feel better about the Chicago Bears game on the road to close out the season. And so, I feel like I just took the air out of the room, and I didn't mean to, because I still think this team is very, very much in the hunt to do everything that I just said, including winning one of the next two games, including maybe winning 2 out of the next 3. It's all very much on the table, where it felt like things were getting a little bit dire and a little bit serious over the past 2 weeks here. And so we'll see what happens tomorrow, but I'm excited about that Cowboys game next week. I think they match up better against the Cowboys than they do the Packers, and so we'll see. We know Ford Field is going to have a little bit of extra juice both tomorrow and the week after that too.
Miko, that's what I want to ask you though. Is like, I know there's no Graham and we're not going to get Frank, but is this news enough to kind of jolt the team? Is this enough to give Ford Field a boost? And
if you're Dan Campbell, you don't think that he's probably like called Frank and been like, hey, you think you can just stand on the sideline for like the first 20 minutes?
Be in the locker room, dude. Like Mahogany, the video that he posted of The Rock, where he's like slapping himself and he's like goosebumps.
But that's like, if I'm the Lions organization, like that's what I'm also doing. Like I wouldn't even tell the team that Frank's showing up for the game. Like I would have everyone thinking like, okay, like he'll be back. We'll see him in practice next week, and literally just have him in the locker room and just like have that be the energy. And imagine, Jeremy, like when they first pan to Frank for the first time in Ford Field, like you're not going to be able to contain that crowd. And I think that's going to provide a level of energy and excitement that honestly, like this team does need, right? Like to help, just to kind of like help and invigorate them for this stretch that they have coming up. I think, to your point, Jeremy, like in terms of like nothing really changes over these next 2 games. Like these 2 games don't become more important, they don't become less important, but you would rather win them. And I think if you're Dan Campbell, like I wouldn't be surprised if that's exactly what he says, because I'm sure that's going to be, regardless of how the game plays out tomorrow, one of the first questions is going to be like, so when did you know Frank was coming back, and what does this do for the team? Dan's reply, I fully expect it to be, it's great to have him back, but we still have a job to do. And I think that's something that Lions fans absolutely need to keep in mind as well, is that the objective doesn't change just because Frank Ragnow came into the building. The expectation probably changes in terms of being able to play better, but the mission is still the mission.
Yeah, no doubt. And man, I don't know. I'm just like, I haven't stopped thinking about what it's going to be like in the locker room after the game, and obviously it's going to be different if they win or lose here. But just being able to ask guys like Decker and Graham and Panay, guys that have been around Frank forever, and hopefully seeing smiles on their face after the game and excitement and all that. It's just it transforms the energy in that room, and it'll transform the energy of that offensive line the first time they go out there on the field together, whether it's in practice or in the game itself. I do wish he'd come back as soon as possible, but I'm going to be happy when it happens nonetheless. And I mean, I can't help myself but like think even further down the line and be like, man, if Frank comes in here week 14, saves the season, gets himself a Super Bowl ring, like how awesome of a story that would all be. And I don't, it doesn't feel like it's that, like I'm spinning a tale here. It feels like something that could realistically happen.
I think it would feel way more far-fetched if we were talking about like a guy that was like in his mid-30s coming out of retirement. Like Frank's only 29. Like
right.
He did retire young in terms of like football years, right? And obviously he had a lot of wear and tear, but yeah, there's a reason. That's one of the reasons why you can dream that big, is like you are getting a guy that was arguably still within his prime. And like I said earlier, is clearly one of the best at his position. So it's a lot to really kind of look forward to. The only question that I think we didn't ask in this podcast, and I just want to get it out there so that we don't have to deal with any speculation or anything. Jeremy, you didn't know about this ahead of time and not tell people, right? Like,
No,
I just want to make sure.
I have it on good authority that as of like noon this afternoon, some people within the Lions organization did not know about this. So that's another thing that's just like crazy about all this, that the Lions managed to keep this under wraps. And I can't imagine it all came together today on the final day of eligibility of bringing back a retired player, right? This had to be something that was at least mildly in the works for days, if not weeks. And for it to all be kept under wraps like that is kind of crazy. And, no one really had a hint of it. No national reporters, no local reporters. The Lions got to announce it on their own with this awesome picture right here. So, I don't know. That just, makes the story a little bit more magical too, for it to just kind of come out of nowhere on Thanksgiving Eve. Man, just a really fun day. And I feel like a moment that Lions fans really needed to get us out of this little funk that we've been dealing with for the past 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks.
Yeah, that Thanksgiving ham is going to taste so much better tomorrow. And it's going to taste even better if the Lions are able to get a win over the Green Bay Packers. So, Ryan, anything else to kind of add to this before we kind of get out of here?
I thought for sure you were transitioning into a righteous felon read.
Listen, when Righteous Felon comes out with Thanksgiving-inspired jerky, I will be ready to go.
They need, as you said, they need a Frank's Giving flavor.
I feel like if the Lions don't have that on T-shirts by tomorrow, I don't know how you can get a rush delivery, but those should be in the Lions store tomorrow.
Oh, man.
But all right, guys, that's pretty much going to do it for this emergency podcast. Like we said, it's a great day here in Detroit, an awesome bit of news the day before Thanksgiving. But like we said, it doesn't change much about what the Lions have to do the remainder of the season. But at the same time, it is so good to have number 77 back, a part of this team, and it only can point to positive things for this team going forward. So with all that said, if you guys are looking for any more additional news or updates on this situation of Frank coming out of retirement, or any other news related to the Detroit Lions at all, you can always head over to prideofdetroit.com. We have new articles going up every single day. And be sure to check out both our YouTube channel over at youtube.com/prideofdetroit, or you can subscribe over here on twitch.tv/prideofdetroit as well to stay locked into any of our videos or live streams that we have going on over here. So with all of that said, I'm Miko, he's Jeremy, he's Ryan. Thank you guys for taking the time to watch and listen, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Recording stopped.
All right, y'all. We're gonna hang around for a little bit more. I'm going to write a lot of Frank Ragnow related things on my face in the next 5 minutes here, because the $77 donations have been rolling in. We'll get to all those right here, right now, and continue the discussion on Frank if you want. I know a lot of you want to talk about some of the injury news and developments of the last 2 hours, which has just been a whirlwind, as like we were waiting hours and hours after the deadline of them actually announcing or submitting some of these roster moves, and it finally happened, like 30 minutes ago? So there's a lot of fresh news to talk about as well. We can do all that too, but let me get through all the alerts, all the donations. We had a bunch of donations come in before we even went live, so let me start there. Das Gibb, a $77.77 donation to the Rogel Cancer Center. Shaw Lyons, $77 donation to University of Michigan Rogel Cancer Center. $77 from Madi says, I cannot be at the stream, but can you consider this a combo with other donations to hit $100 and therefore change the background of your picture to the Lions tweeted with Frank running out from the tunnel, which I did. $77 from MMJ Law says, Frank the Tank is back. $7.70 from Arnick says, 77 is back. Put the word out. We back up. $77 from Lost Ocean says, write Frank or fart on your chin. Your choice. Easy choice for me. I'm going to have to flip that in a second. Sorry. Drew Falcon, $77 says, write Frank over one eyebrow and Ragnow over the other. Will do. Nap Dance Queen, $77 donation, just says Frank. Brian R, $77 donation, says happy to support an awesome cause. Aaron, $7.70 donation, says yes, another $7.70 for Mr. Franklin Eleanor Ragnow. I don't think that's his name. Ken Fletcher, $77, says for Frank, here comes the run. And I think I'm up to date on donations. Yes. I'm up to date on donations. Let me get through the Twitch alerts really quick, and then I'll start writing on my face, and then we'll talk more about all the other moves and things of that nature. Lost Oceans with a $57 57-month subscribe to us on Twitch. Tiny Bob dropped 5 gifted subs. Thank you, Tiny Bob, over on Twitch. Karen, thank you for the 39 months, says Frank's Giving Miracle. Dang right. 35 months from JP is me, says, is this what achieving Nirvana feels like? Pretty close.
Could be.
Kai G, 10 months, subscribed on Twitch, says, I am still shook. This is not fifth trippin'. Thank you for the first time sub here on Twitch. Appreciate that as well. 77-bit donation from Captain James Kirk says, we may all be happy, but Dave Montgomery may be the happiest of all. That's a good point.
That's
You're probably
so
not
true.
wrong. 100 bits from RGA says, Frank the Tank is back. I'm going streaking. I cannot.
In this weather?
Yeah, right. It was flurrying on my drive home, which was fun. 28 months from Jason says Frank. Frank, indeed. Dan Gamble, 29 months, says just when Tristan Colon thought he was getting his chance. Hey, he's probably going to be there tomorrow.
Still might be getting it tomorrow.
Yeah. Celestial Soldier, 27 months, says the time for the Lions is rag now.
Mm-hmm.
Well played.
Yeah.
Boofgert's 22 months, says the Gertz has boofed. Sure. Zern Maybe Zern, 52 months, says 52 months for 52 points per game in the playoffs when Frank is playing. I can't say no to that. All right. I am officially caught up, which means I'm going to start drawing on my face. I should also point out that with $12,815.35, we are 184 and change away from a spin on the wheel of pain. So keep that in mind. It's only 3 $77 donations away.
It's not a lot.
No? All right. You guys talk now while I write on my face.
Ryan, you look really, really different today.
Do I?
Yeah, according to the Twitch stream, you look a little more tan, or a little more tan than normal. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Nice. I think that's a compliment.
It's because our boxes are switched. I'm on your name is under.
Oh, is it?
Oh.
Yeah.
That's, when you guys turn your camera off, it moves us around.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Since when? When does that start happening?
Well, it didn't that time. I think it's whenever someone is in Miko's spot. So, like, if Miko
Wait.
were to turn it off right now.
Oh, did you move us?
Yeah, I did. I can move.
Oh, okay.
I can manually move you around, but sometimes I don't catch when one of you turns a camera off, and then it bumps you a spot, and you switch. We don't need 3 $77 donations anymore. Because
Right.
Kyle G just donated $277 to the University of Michigan Rogel Cancer Center. Says Frank's giving to a great cause, which pushes us over $13,000 raised in the month of November. Thank you, Kyle G, and everyone else who's donated today and any other day. Really do appreciate that. Those are Romo sounds in the chat. It's pretty good. It's the best thing we've done for Movember this year. It's the $250 plus alerts. All right. I'm going to rate Frank on my face, Frank on my chin, Frank Ragnow on my eyebrows, whatever it was.
So, Ryan, how much do you buy that it was just Frank Missball? Because I feel like if that's the case, like that makes it sound like Frank reached out to the Lions about coming back.
Yeah, I'll be fascinated to hear which way it goes, but it always takes two to tango. You know what I mean? Of course, the Lions wanted him back. Maybe they just got so lucky that they found a dance partner who can't quit football. Can't quit football. And also, like, could you imagine being Frank? Like, you are 29 years old. You retired early. And like you see your brothers, man. You see your teammates from, a year ago, and they're going through all the stuff that they're going through right now. And it's like, well, if you get the itch and you see the way that, things are kind of unfolding, you would love the opportunity to come back and play. And the other thing for me in the moment when it happened was like, this kind of cool stuff doesn't happen to us.
I was gonna say not to
You know what I
us.
mean?
Like,
It's
yeah.
like the Eagles get Brandon Graham back when they need more edge help, and it's like, oh yeah, sure, okay, like yeah, that happens for other teams, but like as soon as it happened for us, I was like, unbelievable. I can't believe this stuff happens to this. Oh, this is what it feels like.
Well, especially like when it's related to injury too, right? Like
Yeah.
it's very rare that you see a guy come back and being like the way Frank talked about it was like, yeah, like he really was just like, hey, my body just can't seem to handle
Yeah.
the grind. Um, and so like Jeremy said during the pod, like I agree. Like it wasn't one of those things where it's like, oh man, he's not being tough or this that, and the other. Like if anyone had kept track of everything that Frank was dealing with the last couple years,
Oh gosh, yeah. The injuries.
like I think last year wasn't it like foot, ankle, and knee?
Yeah, it was
It
everything.
yeah, it was.
At that point, like it was just like, should we just do the inverse of the injury report and tell you what Frank is healthy yet? Like,
He's got both arms. Okay.
right. Madison,
But
quickly, thank you for the $77.77 donation.
But yeah, I agree that like it definitely clearly took two to tango. But like I think one of the things that am interested to hear because I feel like this narrative is going to get pushed like ridiculously is like, oh, Frank saw how bad the offensive line was playing, was like, oh, they need me. And like I don't know. I'm not saying that that couldn't have been part of the decision, but like
He would never
I
say
also
that,
don't
though.
right. Well, I don't even think like I feel like Frank isn't the type of person to even think of it that way.
Yeah,
Where it would be one of those things where like I feel like he had to have the need to want to play first before it was ever like how they are performing.
right. Part of me
If
wonders
that
too,
makes
like,
any sense.
how much of this time away has allowed like everything to heal? Like, how much better he's got to feel now than he did at any point over the last 3-4 years? Like, is he going to like not have any sort of toe feet issues? I do wonder. Like,
After that first game, he definitely is probably gonna have something.
that's a good point. Man, it's be very, very interesting to see where he's at physically. It'll be very, very interesting to see where he's at, in terms of, I mean, I think it was Schefter or Rappaport who out there said he's in football shape, but I think it's easy to say you're in football shape before you're actually like inside the facility and
Well,
actually
I feel
practicing.
Yeah, I also feel like there's a difference between like football shape and Detroit Lions football shape. Because like Dan says that all the time, where he'll be like, "Oh no, like he's in shape, he's been staying in shape," but then it's like, well, then why isn't he active this week? Because it's like, well, because he's not in their
Right.
level of in shape.
Right. Right.
Yeah. But if there was any guy who's ready to get off the couch and come play football, I feel like it would be Frank Ragnow. Grizzly man outdoors.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the fishing hole just dried up. Maybe he was just like, I don't feel like being cold. I feel like being indoors somewhere.
Maybe he just wanted to enjoy deer hunting season for a little bit and was like, all right, I got to do all my hunting. Let's go play some football.
Didn't hunting season like literally just start?
I don't know. Maybe he got one good deer and was like, I still got it.
I think gun season started pretty recently, but the I did have to get a little gatekeepy though. I was like, for all you people who spoke ill of Frank Ragnow, all you mouth breathers, you don't get to enjoy this for a moment. All of you who said that he was,
Soft.
a crybaby and he left the team in a lurch and it was all his fault. And you know what? You don't get to enjoy this. You're not allowed to enjoy it. I say so.
Snatching away Frank's giving joy from everyone.
You know what? I'm in green. I'm the Grinch. I'll be the Grinch.
The Frank's giving Grinch.
Grinch? Yes, the Frank's giving Grinch. That's me.
Leo, thank you for the $25 donation to the University of Michigan Rogal Cancer Center. Damian Smith, thank you for the £5. Leo also wanted the fish on my forehead. That's about as good as a fish drawing is you're going to get from me. So, Damien Smith with a £5 super chat on YouTube says, wasn't there an experimental procedure on his inoperable toe which he wasn't allowed to have as an NFL player? I don't remember, to be quite honest. Maybe.
That stuff is always so bizarre to me. Like,
Yeah.
I can't recall any of that stuff, but I remember there was a player for the Buffalo Sabres. His name's Jack Eichel, and he's awesome. He plays for the Vegas Knights now, but he wanted to have this like kind of new type of back surgery, and the team was like, "No, you can't have that." And he's like, "Well, then trade me." And he had the surgery, and now he's like one of the best hockey players. It's like, but don't meddle in this stuff. Like it's their body. Let them decide what they want to go do with it.
Yeah, if Frank Ragnow wants to have a bionic toe, let him have a bionic toe.
I get like trust doctors though.
It's a financial investment from the team's point of view.
Yeah. But if you can't play, I mean, it's only the guaranteed money, I guess, especially in football, that you'd be out. But it's like, I don't know, a guy like Frank, it's like, I'm going to trust that he's going to make the right decision for himself, right? Like, I don't think anybody's just going to be like, oh, let me have like fly-by-night back surgery, like in the, in the back lot of an Arby's. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Go Frank. I'm so freaking happy, man. I'm so excited.
It's very, very, extremely exciting. And I can't, like, what is even a possible news drop that could have elicited that much excitement at any point this season?
That much, nothing.
Like if they had done the Micah Parsons trade, like that's it.
I don't even know if that would have had that type of, like, you would have been excited.
Right.
But we also would have been like lamenting the financial like struggle that we just put ourselves in.
Some people are saying Myles Garrett. That's probably fair too.
Especially after watching Myles Garrett this year. If Myles Garrett was on the Detroit Lions, would they be undefeated?
Stop it.
I'll get to writing. Don't worry. I'll have something on your desk by tomorrow.
Shmevin, thank you for the 22-month subscribe on Twitch. Says happy Franksgiving to all. Happy Franksgiving.
I also want to know who started Franksgiving, because whoever did, kudos to you. That's gold.
Yeah, hopefully you called somebody who can trademark that for you.
That's right.
Yeah, because that's gonna be on a shirt soon on somebody's website.
Do we want to get to some of the other news, roster moves news?
I think we should. Maybe just real quick.
Okay.
Marcus Davenport, obviously the biggest one.
I would think so. He's officially activated. Technically still questionable, I think, unless in the announcement. I don't think in the announcement that he was activated they said he's no longer carrying. So he's still technically questionable, but there would be really no reason to activate him a week earlier than you have to, unless you plan on him playing. So I would expect him to play tomorrow. Probably not a full set of snaps, I would imagine. 15, 20.
Hey, and at the very least, if it is just a ramp up with this game, then hopefully he'll be close to full go by next week versus Dallas. Yep.
That's a big deal. Like I know everyone wants to just be like, well, I'm going to get 5 snaps out of him anyways. I mean, if that's how you want to live life and believe in things, fine. I choose to believe that this is a guy who fits exactly all the qualities of what they want opposite Aiden Hutchinson. And, he'll allow for all the people freaking out about Aleem McNeil playing on the edge. Aleem can play a little bit more on the inside now, right? And to be clear, like, he does play on the inside pretty much on all passing downs, right? Aleem's only playing out on the edge when they need a good run defender out on the edge, and they like him more than they like Tyrus Wheat or like Al-Qadim Muhammad on passing downs. But now Marcus Davenport is a guy who's capable of setting the edge there, and you can keep Aleem in the middle so that if you think it's a rundown, but it actually becomes a passing down, well, now you have Aleem McNeil on the inside where he can beat up on some interior offensive linemen like the Packers' not so good interior offensive line.
There you
go. On the other end of the spectrum, Josh Pascal did not get activated today, which means he is done for the year, which sucks for him. I don't know how big of a blow necessarily it is to the Lions, to be quite honest, because Pascal hasn't really proven a lot, and he hasn't played a lot. It's just a bummer because he's an inspirational story. He's a good person.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, you felt like there was untapped potential there still, even though this is year 4 for him, right? So like, that's his rookie contract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to wonder. I don't want to say, okay, like the Lions will be done with him. You had that sense with like Levi, and I know Levi had a really productive year last year, but I think, I mean, look at Marcus Davenport. Look at, trying to think of what's the cornerback's name? Kept on getting injured from the 49ers. Emmanuel Mosley. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I wouldn't say that Josh Pascal's moving on. I would say that if Josh Pascal could get a bigger deal from somebody else and maybe more playing time, he would take that route, Miko. But to what Jeremy said, not a lot of time on the field during his time, hasn't played this year. It feels like this would be the spot where you started your career. Why not try to build it back up if you think you have something? Sign a 1-year deal, prove it deal, and then go on. You're muted.
I agree, because I think when he's healthy, like there is a clear role for Josh Pascal on this team. It's not like when, Emmanuel Mosley was here, or some like other guys that have been injured and had like, it's like a gadgety role. Like Josh Pascal was one of your main rotation guys. He was one of the guys that you trusted a lot on rundown situations, and he was one of those chess pieces that you could move on the outside or the inside. And while he's obviously had his injury issues, I don't know if any of them are so like detrimental to the extent that Levi's was, where Levi had like that back injury. You were just like, I don't think that's ever going to be perfect. Like, I don't think that's ever going to be. I think you're always like, I think people often kind of times felt like with Levi, it was a waiting game with him.
Sure.
And so I feel like with Pascal, I think it does feel like this was maybe just some bad luck. And so if you can get him on a cheap 1-year deal and just see if he can get back out there and prove his value in a rotational role, then you look, maybe you look to keep him long term after that.
Yeah, it just can't be like plan A really, or plan B, right? And not that it would be, because I think you have guys that you probably
what do you mean from that standpoint?
Well, I mean, like if you re-sign Josh Pascal, it can't be as like, okay, that's going to be our starting edge. That's going to be our like primary backup edge. Like, I'm not saying that the Lions did that with Levi Onwuzurike necessarily, because they didn't. Like they obviously added a bunch of interior guys, right? But I think if you're going to bring back Josh Pascal, it has to be with the understanding that you might get 0 from this person.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think.
Yeah, I don't know. It just you are gonna, like, you can get him for cheap, and I'm with you. I think they could very well do that. They've shown a level of trust and faith in players that work hard to get work their ass back in the lineup, even if it doesn't last, to give them 1 or 2 more shots. And so maybe Pascal's earned that. He certainly has the character. He certainly isn't a guy that's like dogging it and earning a paycheck. Like, none of that is who Josh Pascal is. But you have to be realistic about it too, right? He's even if he does manage to stay healthy for the entirety of 2026, you still don't know what he really brings to you on the field yet.
No, I just don't want to have to go through another offseason, Ryan, where we have to wonder if the Lions are going to draft a defensive end in the first or second round. I just don't want to do it again.
But to be clear, you don't want to tank right now. You don't want to tank and try to get a higher draft pick to get a good edge player.
We got Frank the tank back.
That's right. That's the only tank we need.
We no longer need to draft a center, right?
Okay, all right. We're getting ahead of ourselves. The other thing about Pascal, though, is I think, again, his ceiling, maybe in the NFL, or maybe he needs somewhere else. I don't know. I don't think he really needs anywhere else, but I feel like his ceiling is rotational player. Like, his ceiling is a guy who gives you some versatility and can rotate. I think the thing that's most concerning, though, is that it's back injury. He was full practice, went from full practice to no practice after one practice. You know what I mean? It's like, ooh,
But not even like a
is
real
this,
practice. This is a walkthrough. So like I don't I
yeah, like
there has to
estimated, yeah, an estimated full practice. Like you felt, yeah, that is strange.
right
That is
something
strange.
something weird is going on there, and I don't know if we'll at some point I'm sure we'll have an opportunity to ask Dan. The problem is like a billion other things happened while quietly Josh Pascal went off for the season. So I don't know if there's
Like
ever an
what?
appropriate time to ask. I
Like
don't
what?
know. Just a few things here and there.
But I like that does yeah, like you said, it is kind of weird. It makes me think, and again, obviously this is purely speculation, but like I mean, they've dealt with back issues with Levi, and maybe they just like maybe it was a route that they chose to take where it's like, you know what, instead of maybe trying to have him push through it, we're just gonna call it.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. No Brock Wright though, Jeremy.
No Brock Wright, no Graham. Miles Frazier does get activated. That doesn't necessarily mean like, oh, okay, let's go. He's gonna jump into the lineup. Or, I mean, it would not surprise me if Miles Frazier is inactive tomorrow, because the dude didn't do training camp. He's only been practicing for 3 weeks. They had to activate him if they want him to continue to practice, or be eligible to eventually play this season. But it tells me that because they elevated Kingsley Iguakin from the practice squad, that I don't think they're going to be relying much on Miles Frazier tomorrow. And in fact, he could.
Or at least
be
I
one of those game day.
hope they're not.
Right. He might be a game day inactive.
Game day inactive, yeah. I mean, Iguakin sets up as likely your backup center, and he could play guard too, right?
Yeah.
But it does feel like you're going to get Tristan Colon, you're going to get Tate Ratledge, and you're going to get Yodi, right?
Yep. Yeah. And I mean, who knows? Maybe there's even a small chance that Iguakin is the center. The starting center. I doubt it, but you never know.
Wow. I can't wait for Frank Ragnow to come back. No offense, Kingsley Iguakin, but it's like that's the best they have at backup center is pulling a guy off the practice squad. That's concerning. That's concerning.
But
so that's why Frank Ragnow came back.
That's most teams' third string center, though, right? It's not sitting on their 53-man roster.
No, but I think at least they have a backup on the roster.
Right.
So.
Yeah. But yeah, the tight end situation is also dire.
How much of it do you think changes there? I think you're going to see some interesting personnel groupings tomorrow. Like, we just got done talking to Dusty about what the Packers have done since Tucker Kraft went on IR with the torn ACL. And it's like, at first they wanted to run 11 personnel and they wanted Musgrave out there doing it. And then they're like, well, Musgrave can't do it. It's like, do the Lions feel comfortable with
Shane Zylstra?
No, it's Fursker, right?
Oh,
Ferkser,
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's Ferkser, and they elevated Zach Horton.
Horton here's a who. Like, I mean, that was the guy that I was jazzed about playing fullback. You know what I mean? So I just think we might see some interesting wrinkles tomorrow because who knows if they feel like they can recreate originally what was Sam Laporta's role for any of those guys.
Right.
25 targets for Amon-Ra St. Brown tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of Dan Skipper. Everyone in the chat, I'm with them. Like, you're going to see Dan Skipper. You might see Dan Skipper for like 40 snaps.
That's what Dusty talked about, though. Wasn't it like they had, was it 20 snaps almost with 6 offensive linemen last week against...
Yeah.
Yeah. So against the Vikings, maybe they just load up and go 6-0L.
I think the other thing that's the other thing that's like interesting, or at least going to be interesting to see how it plays out, is special teams returning. Like no
Khalif Raymond. Yeah.
Craig Reynolds got waived, and he was one of your kick returners. Sparingly. So,
Sailors, and maybe you see a little bit more Dominic Lovett.
Grant Stewart.
Stop it.
Kick return for a touchdown on Thanksgiving. That place would be on fire.
The fact that it's like a 50-50 shot though of him like returning it for a big gain or fumbling is like it's like I don't want to play that game right now.
Everybody in Twitch chat loves playing games. They love gambling. They love going 50-50 on things. Last night,
Listen,
Miko. Last night, Miko. I don't know if you saw the stream, but we Jeremy had to do push-ups on the Wheel of Pain. So I set
Oh,
I set an over underline. I didn't let him influence me. Chose the over underline. It was 21 and a half. He got exactly 21. I've never been more proud of myself.
Real quick, because I'm petty, to the person who says I'm pronouncing Iguacan wrong, here's the Lions official pronunciation guide. Iguacan. Iguacan. You're welcome. Sorry.
Let him know.
Player
drop.
pronunciation is something that I actually care about and take a lot of pride in getting right. So, anyways.
Can I ask a long-term question about tight end?
Sure.
I mean, who knows how long Brock Wright will be out for? How do they move forward from this? Like Zach Ertz isn't walking through that door.
Are you sure? Can we
he's rostered.
can you kind of just like covertly text and be like, hey, can you just ask Washington to release you? Like, you're not winning a Super Bowl there this year.
Dude, stop.
Hey, listen.
Yeah.
Did Gronk just come out of retirement and he's like, you know what? I do want to go play for Detroit.
Yeah, no, that'd be sweet. That'd be cool. I know there have just been a lot of people, and I think that it's probably premature. I don't think that they would do this, but like to talk about like Jackson Meeks playing tight end just feels like it's something that personally it feels like I don't know, unless things get like last year's defense kind of dire, like you're calling outside to Quan Alexander and Jamal Adams and everybody, like maybe because that's what you have in house and you've at least been working on it, but like
Yeah.
I don't know, it feels like a lot to put on a guy.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what the plan, like I don't even know what the plan is for tomorrow. Like you're going to have extra help for the second best pass rusher in football in Mike Parsons. So do you literally just have Dan Skipper following him? Like I'm just picturing this little chess match while the teams are lining up and like you have Micah Parsons moving from side to side, and then you're like shadowing him the entire time.
Yeah, but what do you do when they all of a sudden put him like at middle linebacker?
Fullback Dan Skipper.
Zach Horton is on the field.
Oh boy.
These are the days. These are the days where I was like, man, I really wish they would have drafted Darnell Washington instead of Hendon Hooker or Broderick Martin. Those guys are on the team.
Can I say, because I'm probably not going to remember when we come to that game, I'm not looking forward to like Darnell Washington in motion against like Amik Robertson or Derek Barnes on the edge. And it's just gonna be like, oh no.
No, I fully endorse them making business there's a there's no way. There's no
Dude,
way.
300 pounds playing tight end. Like just
I don't know if they would. It's Lost Ocean. I think that's interesting to at least think of. Like Malcolm has played fullback before. I feel like that was that last year or was it a while ago?
I think that was like 2 years ago.
I think it might have been 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they do, because like do we just go like 10 personnel? Just no tight ends and go 5 wide? 4 wide?
I don't know. I saw it in the chat. What's James Mitchell doing these days?
He landed somewhere.
I don't know if he's still there. Did you go to Carolina?
That sounds right.
What's
Panthers.
Darren Fells up to?
Darren. Oh, I love that. Where is Darren Fells?
Might be retired. Quick. Grab a picture. Throw him on Twitter.
Oh my God, he's been out of the league since 2021. How's that possible?
Wow, he didn't last much longer.
You know what? You know what? Dan's already pulling play calling duty. Like, could he be the first coach that plays and coaches?
Yeah, now we're talking.
The first player coach?
He's calling plays from the huddle.
I mean, he was a blocking tight end all that time. Like, I'm sure he can.
Think about it. The headset will never turn off. Like Dan's out there.
They
Like,
found the loophole.
You don't have to cut communication.
The Air Buddish loophole is. I just picture him running with like the playbook, like flapping by his side.
Everybody else has towels. He just has the.
Do you think instead of his readers, he's gonna have to get like the basketball goggles that are like
the Grant Horace?
Yeah, yeah.
Or Horace Grant? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Fourier? See, we're coming up with some great ideas here.
Fourier. Hey, look, when was the last time he played football? That'll make you feel old.
No, I'm not looking that up.
I mean,
I
it's the most
wonder,
obvious.
I truly wonder who is on, like,
just
who's
who a
on the
free
open
agent
market.
tight end is?
Yeah, like who's available.
Guys, we did miss the most obvious one. Eric Ebron.
Stop.
We're good.
Available tight ends, according to Spot Track. Mercedes Lewis, he's 41.
But he's a big guy. Like, I would want him.
I was gonna say, wasn't he playing last year?
Maybe.
I thought he played with somebody this year. Because, like, I thought he set, like, a record or something.
Parker. Oh, man, we're pulling out some names that I haven't even thought of. Parker Hesse. Oh, he's with the Broncos right now. This is a lying website. But is he... Wait, let me see if he's on their Broncos roster. Is he on their practice squad? Because, I mean, that's the... Like, the real legitimate answer is poaching someone from a practice squad, right?
Yeah.
And he is on the Broncos practice squad.
Okay.
By the way, I've never seen this. You know, if you ever go to the line, any NFL team's website, it has, you know, like their position name, their height, their weight, their age, their number, and then it has their years of experience. I can safely say I've never seen the number 20 in that column until now.
Oh.
20 years of experience.
Oh. I haven't been doing anything in my life for 20 years. Which is like, that's crazy.
They have 3 tight ends on their practice squad. Give us their 41-year-old. Come on. $25 donation to the University of Michigan Rogel Cancer Center will get you some ad space on my face. And yeah, all you have to do is hit !donate and the link will pop up. Speaking of which, Randall Kearns donated $7.77. Says, Jeremy, please put a smiley face on your nose. Thanks. You didn't technically donate enough, but I'm feeling in a good mood, so I'm going to do it anyways. Nick DeReek, also 100 bits, says, the person responsible for Ragnow's return is none other than the genius who drafted him. Matt Patricia pulled his phone out from underneath his floppy bosom after it dried off, and he picked the hair off of it and made the call. Jesus. Healthy Sweater, thank you for the 52-month. Frank, indeed. And Ben Tiseo, thank you for the sub on YouTube. I think we're caught up again. Oh, Jeff Howe also, thank you for subscribing on YouTube. Well, smiley face on your nose, you got it. Boop. And yes, we will do a spin on the Wheel of Pain because we reached $1,000. And we're 800 away from another one if you want to get there. I'm starting to, like, really smell the Sharpies, and I'm afraid that I'm, like...
It's not good.
Sniffing markers and whatever happens after that.
You gotta get the makeup to do that.
The makeup?
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
Like a makeup pen?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Probably. Should probably do that instead of a Sharpie.
Probably. A little worried.
That'll be fine.
No, this is how Jeremy winds down after a long day.
Well, yeah, people keep asking, and I legitimately
markers.
I legitimately don't know the answer to if I'm going to do a man sim tonight or not. This is when we're supposed to do a man sim. That's right.
But
I'm just trying to move past this.
The Madden sim I will say I reached out to Jeremy and I was like, all right, podcast question. He's like, I don't know. Like I'm supposed to do the Madden sim. And I was like, oh yeah, the Madden sim. It's like it will admittedly, I thought it might take you a while because you have to create Frank in the roster thing. You have to go in there and you have to make him. At least have him ready for next week.
The people, you should relate to that. The people want to gamble on the Madden sim. All right.
No, go gamble on real sports.
Don't take that advice. To be clear, gamble channel points that have no monetary value. Do not gamble on actual sports with actual money. I think that's what you meant to say. That if I'm interpreting you correct, I think that's what you were trying to say.
Yeah, I just said it wrong. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Because I thought you were telling people to go gamble on pickleball if there was like a pickleball match on or something.
Oh no. No.
I was at my gym and I looked up at one of the TVs and like it was like on some sports channel and I was like, "The hell is this?" Like,
There's somebody gambling on this. I know it.
Brian's betting on this right now.
Damian Smith asks, when is the charity stream, the all-day marathon charity stream? That will be next Saturday. So not this upcoming Saturday, the week after that, the 6th. So 3 days after the Lions-Cowboys games. Should be like 8 to midnight-ish. I'll do like an official announcement of that on the website probably sometime next week. We did get 2 more donations. I'm not sure what to think about this first one. I trying to wonder if I'm going to veto it or not. But Mrs. How Now Brown Cow says she'd like you to color your lips like lipstick with a $25 donation. I don't know if I'm willing to cover your with the Sharpie.
Cover your lips with
Sharpie? No. I can't let you do that. I can't let you do that.
No.
I'll get off the stream. I can't watch you do that. I can't. I feel
Okay.
complicit.
Okay.
No, but I think you should bank that and then just go out and buy some black lipstick and then, then do it.
There you go. You can have My Chemical Romance as your background.
Okay. You know what? How Now Brown Cow, tell me the next stream you're going to be here. And not Vegemite lipstick is a no. That is an automatic no.
Oh.
I would have been on board for that.
Nope. I mean, if we get to 20,000, maybe. But not, no. No.
$7,700 donation.
Yeah.
Income.
Someone just needs to drop 67K or 6.7K. I mean, if you want to drop 67K, we'll end Movember right now.
We'll end Movember.
The rest of your money, no one else's money is good anymore.
Nope, we don't need it.
We don't need it.
We'll hit the goal.
We don't have to buy any more sweatshirts.
I'll shave my head right here, right now. If someone wants to drop $67,000 donation.
Okay. Hey, somebody just wanna drop a teacher salary in the chat.
Just drop an entire year's salary. Jesus or Jesus also donate a $4.20 donation. Says, how much do I need to donate to have Miko eat 5 THC gummies and read the Bible on stream? What? That reeks of Nick the Greek.
That ain't happening.
Reeks of Nick the Greek. Yeah.
I'm not about to have me out here risking my salvation for charity.
Oh, you're gonna claim not you, Nick. And then John Nessie, thank you for the sub over on YouTube. Anything else we didn't cover in terms of like injury news, roster moves? How much do we want to spend on Tom Kennedy being on the 53-man roster? You want to spend like half hour?
That's your punt returner, right?
Yeah, fire it back up. I think we should have a segment 2 on Tom Kennedy. Like segment 1, the return of Frank Ragnow. Segment 2, the return of Tom Kennedy, the prodigal son.
A lot of people are a little bit distressed about Craig getting waived.
Practice squad?
Yeah, I mean he could also just like come back on the regular squad. Like it wouldn't surprise me if it was like, okay, you come back on Monday and you cut Tom Kennedy and you bring him back, right? Like That wouldn't be all that surprising necessarily.
Gosh, dude, the NFL is just for the bottom of the roster, guys. The NFL is just hell.
Now, okay, to clear up something though, this time of year after the trade deadline, everyone is waived. Veteran, young player, everyone is waived. So Craig will have to go through waivers. There's a definitely a non-zero chance that someone's like, oh, that's a guy who has a lot of special teams experience. He, he's played a little bit of running back in the past few years. It's possible that someone claims him. I'm not so sure, but it's possible.
You just gotta hope that Craig pulls the Ahmed Hassanin and just says no.
Well, he can't with a waiver. He can't with a waiver claim.
Really?
Yeah. No, you have to go to whatever team. I mean, you can demand your release once you get there, but yeah, because your contract has not expired. Your contract just goes to the next team if you get claimed on waivers, and then if you clear waivers, then you can sign that wherever.
Free to sign with anyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Joshua Mercer, you really got him good, Miko.
What's that? Oh,
he said that I'm not going to be out here risking my salvation for charity. Might be the funniest thing he's ever heard.
Gotta draw a line somewhere.
Did Rakestraw have a funny tweet?
My tweet deck is just broken right now.
You know what? Since Frank made a return to the NFL, I'm gonna make a return to Twitter today and like some tweets.
Return to Twitter.
White Shadow, thank you for the first time subscription over here on Twitch. Appreciate that.
The Ennis tweet is awesome.
All right, I have to pull it up on my phone.
I'm sending it to you.
Okay, that time I know it was you, Nick the Greek, because I also saw you hit ! Donate. So I know this one is from you, and I'm not entirely sure I'm going to read it.
We can't play this on stream because we'll get.
Frank got everyone and it's a clip from Friday
where Debo's showing up.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to read that one, Nick the Reek, but thank you for the $4.20. I'm certainly not going to read it just by the person who donated it, which was not labeled Nick the Greek for what it's worth. Anyways.
Anyway.
Yeah, I think we pretty much tackled everything else that happened.
Wheel of Pain time?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's right.
Oh, run it.
Smelling
text my
salts,
wife, we can have dinner now.
Smelling salts, bean boozled, mustard, Vegemite, push-ups. Do you want to change push-ups since we just did them? No.
Yeah, put smelling salts on there twice.
No. All right. Let me find the spin button. There we go. All right, let's spin it. Bean boozled it is. $4.20
is back. Betting is back.
I was gonna say gambling is still happening.
Yep.
Are you gonna take
I got it.
the lead on that?
Start prediction.
$4.20 from Nick Greekman says I have to itemize my deductions this year and need to explain all the $86.47 charitable donations to my accountant Ken Gilroy. Should I know who that is? Do I want to know who that is?
Do you attach copies of these streams?
A literal CPA. Yeah.
Is that your evidence?
I mean, you do get sent a receipt like a day or two later via email.
Not good enough. Video evidence. Tony Romo.
You know what? I'm gonna make the executive decision, and I think there's only like 5 or 6 jelly beans left in this old opened one from last year. That we're gonna open up a fresh box.
Look at that. No doubt about what the flavors will be here, people.
Monkey Dave with the 33 months subscribed on Twitch says, "What a great day for an anniversary." Welcome back, Frank. I was kind of hoping that someone was going to be on their 77th month anniversary. That would have been poetic.
It would have been touching.
All right, 3 beans. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Okay. We've got, you know what? We haven't done this one in a while. We're going to go with the straight black bean, which is either licorice or burnt rubber, both of which I do not like.
Hard to tell the difference, I feel like, between those two.
Maybe. Let me get the.
All right, predictions up.
There you go.
Go. How long did I do it for?
I hope you only did it for a minute.
I think if it was stuck on my old setting, I gave people 2 minutes for the push-up, so my bad.
That's fine.
Miko, did you see who's calling the game tomorrow?
No.
It's
No,
it's
it's
not Kenny Albert and Jonathan Vilma.
Oh, okay. Then no. Who is it?
It's Tom Brady and Kevin Burkhardt.
That's fine. At least it's not Romo. At least it's not Vilma.
Apparently, you did the 30-second one because people are saying it went too fast.
I'll catch you on the next one. Catch you on the next one.
So is it closed then?
Yep. Run it.
All right. Either burnt rubber or licorice. No, it's rubber.
Yeah.
Rubber it is. Oh, wow. A lot of people want a lot of money. I shouldn't say money. You want channel points. I'm not legally obligated to give you money.
Oh, that's terrible.
I love. Did you guys see? Speaking of which, right? Did you see Devontae Adams' response to like Sean McVay's press con? He had said something. Sean McVay had said something at his press conference about like, always being willing to bet on his guys.
Oh yeah. Devontae was like,
I was like,
he's not actually gambling. He's not actually betting.
I did see that Devontae Adams said that he's having the most fun he's ever had playing football, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, Stafford will do that to you. All right. I'll get to that in a second.
Is this liver and onions?
Liver and onions or cappuccino? $4.20 donation from Charlie Batch says, if you're a small business owner in South Carolina and need bookkeeping, payroll, or corporate tax services, I highly recommend Ken Gilroy CPA in West Columbia, South Carolina. He's just a good guy. Give him a 5-star review on Google. Right. By the way, I started because I thought you had me like saying some controversial person's name. I just started to Google Ken Gilroy, and immediately Ken Gilroy CPA popped up, which means like I believe you, Nick the Greek, when you say that is your actual CPA, and now you're not doxing him, but you're doing whatever.
Well, you're getting him free. You're getting him free pub.
You are giving him free pub.
It's up. It's live. You got a minute, you animals. Is that enough time for you? You gambling degenerates?
Oh, okay. It feels like I fell face first into the Ford Field turf, and just some of the little rubber pellets bounced into my mouth.
Oh. Well, hopefully, I mean, that'll be better than you having to, like, eat concrete if you don't clear the wall.
We don't need to worry about that if. I'm jumping into the fourth row.
Chat prediction. Will he or won't he make the leap?
I mean, we're definitely going to do that when I'm there. Someone is going to have to be on the ones and twos to run the Twitch stream, but oh, gross.
Oh, all right. Where are we at?
Oh, Jeremy's absolutely eating shit. Sorry, bud.
Yeah,
I hope
easy, guys.
yeah.
You guys are talking about the Allen Park champion
Yeah,
in
that's
terms of
right.
athleticism, right?
I'm the beat writer combine winner. 3 years running. Now we've only run it one out of those 3 years, but still 3 years running.
Well,
we got to bet channel points for when you got to do that because
I hope we
what
do get
percent-
like I obviously the lines are going to coordinate this to happen, and if they were to somehow get the same girl that was there like going nuts with Jared Goff, it would be amazing.
I feel like if they can't do that, they should at least let us be like in the
Oh, yeah.
stands to try and catch.
let the POD staff be there.
Yeah.
I'd bring one of the fat heads of Jeremy's.
I'll let you wear my wet blanket jersey from Nick the Greek.
No, I got my 69 Bovada King jersey I'd have to wear. I wouldn't feel comfortable wearing that jersey into Ford Field because it's not
It's gambling.
officially it's not officially licensed at
Oh, that's
all.
true.
It's like the wrong color. It's like North Carolina Tar Heel blue.
All right, here
right.
we go. We're gambled complete. Here we go.
Dan gambled. This one was pretty split.
Oh,
Liver and onions, huh?
Oh, so bad.
0 for 2?
Why'd I open the new? Oh God.
ugh.
Those suck, man.
I saw someone else doing Bean Boozled once, and they spit out the beans, and I'm like, you can't do that. I want to, like, with every fiber of my being right now, I want to spit this out, but
I
buckle
wanted to
up,
ask
man.
you, do you just not like cappuccino? That was at first my question. I was like,
I've never had a cappuccino, but
what?
I'm pretty sure they don't taste like that.
Well, they
I'll-
could. You sick man, you.
Every fiber of your being.
Miko, do you enjoy a cappuccino?
I've also never had one.
You guys.
I don't like hot coffee.
No,
to
no,
begin
no.
with.
Well, you don't even have to do that. Like, I think one of my favorite things in high school was Tim Hortons ice caps.
Yeah. Now I'm more of like a frap guy.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
just involves more milk. I don't even know what a cappuccino, frappuccino. I don't know what any of that stuff is. I'm very not much.
Frappuccino is usually like frozen, like almost like frozen coffee, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like chilled, blended.
Yeah.
Ugh. You miss
Yeah,
nothing,
the
Sweaty
mocha cookie-
Doofus.
The mocha cookie crumble from Starbucks has a special place in my heart.
Gosh, now
McDonald's has like a Chips Ahoy thing now, right?
they do.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Okay.
What are these two?
Sadly, this is pomegranate in her old bandage.
Ooh.
Ooh.
It was high.
I don't like-
Pomegranate.
I don't like that they made that red. Old bandage. Like that's
Jordan dies on with a $4.20
Stop.
donation. Says the thing about Ken Gilroy is that he doesn't just give you tax advice, he gives you life advice.
This is too much.
This is the cheapest advertising you can get on the internet, I think.
It really is.
It just cost you $4.20 to a charity. That's all.
Nick the Greek. Google Ken Gilroy CPA and leave him a 5-star review.
Nick, is that you? Are you Ken Gilroy?
No text, just 5 stars.
Just give him 5 stars. Do not actually review him. All right, let me know when the Gambos are up. Chat, who's a realistic person you'd like to see on the charity stream next Saturday?
Nick the Greek.
Frank Ragnow.
I would like to see Frank.
Dante Culpepper.
What?
I tweeted a picture of him in a Lions jersey. So I was having fun.
Vilma.
Yeah, let's get to the bottom of this like subpar analysis that he's been doing.
Do you know Brian Branch's name yet? End of interview.
Just like, no, just ask-
7.
Just ask him a bunch of questions about Dion Branch, but like it's all Brian Branch stats. But just keep saying Dion.
Lions blood. He'll be on
Yes.
from 6 to 7 p.m. That's good.
That is good. I'm still waiting to hear if Twitch is going to put us on the front page. I don't know if I don't know when they decide that. But that
Austin
would be
Mammoth,
cool.
what are you talking about? Did you see Bucks fan being upset with Teddy? Teddy who? Oh, Bridgewater. I thought you were talking about my son. I don't know. I was like, what do Bucks fans got against my kid?
Ever since you tweeted out that thing about your dad controlling Ford Field or your cousin or whatever.
My uncle.
Now people are coming for your kids.
2.7 million views, Miko, and I was called every name that you've ever heard on a playground. Because it was somebody who, it was a Giants fan who posted the video of the Jake Bates field goal, just making its way in, and I was like, and he posted it with the comment like, "How does this even happen?" ? And I said, my uncle works at Ford Field, and I could tell you, but it would put my uncle and his family in grave danger. To which it opened the floodgates for everybody to be like, your uncle doesn't work there. My favorite reply was definitely, oh, yeah, well, my aunt is the field goal post. I was like, what? I was like, okay. There was one that was like, can your uncle get me nachos? I was like, then there are some people who are like, he's a custodian. They don't tell custodians that kind of stuff. It's like, what? I was like, I feel like I'm in an episode of Chair Company all of a sudden.
It's crazy. All right, let's get this over with.
Eat it up.
Pomegranate, please. No, that was bandage. No,
Let's go.
0 for 3.
it almost tastes like carbonated. Oh God.
How many Bean Boozled would you eat to keep Frank Ragnow here for one more season?
The whole box.
The whole box at once. Only one of us knows what that would taste like.
For Frank,
Just add milk. Just add milk.
I'd probably like mix it with Kool-Aid or something.
Oh,
Drown it in diabetes.
Oh, I was gonna say that just sounds like a headache. Like that much sugar just sounds like a headache. Sorry about your luck tonight, Jeremy.
Oh, it's terrible. Last time I went 2 for 3 or 3? I think I went 3 for 3 last time.
Did go.
So
You did.
Yeah,
the
you
law
got
of
all good
averages. Just consider me the Chicago Bears. Finally caught up to me.
All your Bean Boozled luck dried up, and there was regression around the corner.
That is the thing too. Like, if the Bears go 1-5, the Lions are going to get in at 10-7, and that's still very much a possibility.
0-6 would be so much better. It'd bring me more joy.
Wait, the Bears they're 8-3,
8-3.
so they could go.
They could go 8-9.
Well, no, but they could go 2-4, and then they're at 10-7, and then as long as the Lions beat the
win
Bears,
week 18, yeah, they'd have tiebreaker.
okay, you know what? I think 10-7 might get them in. I'm suddenly not that concerned anymore. The Lions are gonna be fine.
I love it. You just did a little bit of math and
Yeah.
gamesmanship.
Yeah.
We just need to put the playoff machine in front of you.
So let me look at the Bears schedule one more time, because suddenly I feel a lot better about that game. Not that I was overly concerned about that one.
Pick the second win though, Jeremy. Like pick the second win in that stretch of 6 games.
Let me look at them. Nick, chill out for a second with the $4.20 donation and writing an absolute paragraph.
Emotional attorney donated.
Okay, so we're even saying they go 4-2 or 2-4 to get to 10-7. They would have to win. Cleveland is one of them, right? I think we can all circle that as a one that they should. But like, I'm also not just giving them that game either.
Nope.
But the other 5 are at Philly on Friday, at Green Bay, at home versus Green Bay, at San Francisco, and against the Lions. Can you pick out 2 wins from those 5 games?
6 games.
No, I'm saying from the other. Like, can you get them to 3 and 3?
Assuming that the Lions win week 18.
They're going 10-7. It's fine. Oh my god, I'm so much more relieved now. The only now I'm actually more worried about the Cowboys going 10. Can they get to 10? What can they get to? I know, like, if you look,
they're 5-5-1, so they'd have to go 5-1.
So they could go. They could theoretically go 11-5-1.
They could theoretically go 11-5-1.
I'm more worried about that than the Bears getting to 11 wins.
Oh yeah.
I'm more worried about the Cowboys running the table than the Bears going 3 and 3.
You're more worried about. Go ahead, Miko.
I was gonna say you're more worried about Jerry Jones check like clearing than the Bears.
Because Dallas has some easy games after they get through the next like 2 weeks, right?
Sure. I mean, their toughest game would be the Chargers. Beyond that, because that'll be like a game with playoff stuff for playoffs on the line.
They have so they need to win 5 out of 6 to get to 10 wins, but they'd be at 10, 6-1, which would be better than 10-7. So as long as they lose 2 more games, we don't need to worry about them, essentially.
Yeah.
Which could very well happen. I mean, obviously the Lions can hand them a loss.
Well, I mean, it could happen by December 4th, is what you mean.
Right.
Yeah. Suddenly, tomorrow, suddenly the next 48 hours mean a lot to the NFC playoff picture.
They do, but I'm a little bit less concerned about losing this game. Because I'm starting to think the Lions can go 3 and 3 down the stretch and be okay.
Sure, but what if the Bears win on Friday?
Then the worry ramps up for sure. But I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think it'll happen.
The Eagles are unpredictable.
They're coming off that loss though to Dallas. I feel like hopefully they're it's a get right game.
But short weeks are weird too, man. Like. No.
They are. I haven't seen any of their injury reports.
I haven't either. All right, let me get to Nick the Greek, and then I think maybe we should get out of here.
Yeah.
So that we're not live beyond 10 o'clock 3 nights this week. Nick the Narcissist, with a $4.20 donation, says, if I had to describe the type of person Nick is, think of him as LeBron James in the courtroom or Coach Prime. There are no bad things that anyone can say about this man, but he gets stuff done. Actual public review. Who has nothing bad to say about LeBron James or Coach Prime? I feel like those are 2 of the most criticized people in the world. Don't read the second one. I will just say thank you for the $4.20 emotional attorney then.
The cheapest advertising money can buy.
Oh god, the Madden sim, frick. Do we have time to do it in the morning? I don't know.
In the morning?
You don't want to do that. Why would you do that to yourself?
What are you waking up at 6?
Yeah, every freaking day of my life.
And just
It's
immediately jumping right into the Madden sim?
Yeah.
You're an animal.
What do I still have to write a couple things too. I still have to write the how to watch post. Is that the only
James
thing
Van Riemsdyk, goal, 2 on wings. Yeah, tomorrow. I mean, gosh, there's a lot of football that matter. Man, I hope the Lions win. Because I know, Miko, I know how you feel. If the Lions lose, I'm not going to want to watch any football for the rest of the day.
Dude, if the Lions lose, I'm gonna eat so much banana pudding. It's gonna be disgusting. I'm gonna just drown myself. Drown my sorrows in banana pudding.
How much banana pudding will you eat if Jameson Williams scores 3 touchdowns tomorrow?
None, because I'm gonna need to be able to run.
All I know is there's no reason to punt tomorrow. There's no reason to kick 50-yard field goals tomorrow.
It's a must win. You have
Yeah.
to go for it all the time.
Exactly. Treat it like last year's Thursday night game against the Packers. Like you got to throw the kitchen sink at them.
Oh man. And just to be clear, those Jameson Williams touchdowns are all handoffs.
No.
Listen,
The secret weapon has been activated. Perfect passer rating Tom Kennedy is active.
A David Montgomery pass to Tom Kennedy for a touchdown would.
Well, Tom Kennedy threw a touchdown, right? To Sam Laporta, I think. That happened?
Pretty sure Tom Kennedy has a completed pass. Was it special teams?
No.
It wasn't a fake punt?
Mm-mm.
Let me consult his PFR page for passing.
Oh, to Khalif.
Oh, was it?
Oh.
Yes. 75-yard touchdown pass.
Oh,
Ryan,
was it against the Packers? Hold on, I
In
gotta turn the sound
2021.
off. Yeah, it was against the Packers. I'm not going to show it because I don't want us to get in trouble, but it was like it was an inside handoff to Amon-Ra, who was motioning from right to left, and then he flung it back to Tom Kennedy, who just Khalif was wide open, no one on that half of the field. God,
His adjusted yards gained per attempt is 95.00.
I don't even understand that.
I don't either, but his yards gained per pass attempt is 75. I mean, that's awesome. 100% success rate.
I was just thinking today, though, like, I do miss the trick plays a little bit. We're not doing them anymore.
Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe not.
Maybe they're going to have to because they're on their third string center.
All we got is, like, a couple early hook and ladders and then a crappy fake punt.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
You guys get out of here. I'm going to stick around and talk to chat and debate what to do next year.
You're
What
gonna
do
do
you
a
mean?
late Madden stream, aren't you?
I might. I got to think about it. Let's chat. But you guys are dismissed. If you want to hang around, you can.
I'm going to go home and eat dinner.
Go do that.
When I told Amanda that I was going to be 3 podcasts in 3 nights, she was like, "Why? What's going on?" I was like, do you really want me to explain it?" She's like, "No, just go."
I was like, yeah, I had the same conversation with my wife. I was like, hey, I got to do a YouTube video and an emergency podcast.
Oh
tonight.
yeah,
And she
you
was
pulled
just
double
like-
duty tonight. Yeah.
She was just like, why? And I was like, Frank Ragnow unretired. And she's like, you know what? I regret asking. And I was like, so yeah,
Well,
I'm gonna
hey.
spend time with my family.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Franksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy free Franksgiving.
We haven't decided when we're going to do the podcast next, but just, follow us on Twitch and YouTube and you'll get alerts when we go live.
Oh yeah, we haven't.
Nope.
To be fair, that's Ryan and Jeremy's fault because they're busy people.
I'm gonna blame it on Jerry Jones.
Okay. I'm down with
Okay,
that.
that's fair.
No, I change it. I'm gonna blame Matt LaFleur.
Okay. That's allowed to do.
Somebody who's holding that flag tomorrow has to instigate with him again, please. Come on, please. Remember when he got in that pissing
Yeah.
match with that fan?
Yeah.
That was on Thanksgiving, wasn't it?
I don't know. Maybe.
I feel like it was because he was holding the flag, wasn't he? I feel like they only do it at Thanksgiving games. Who
I
knows?
don't remember.
I didn't know that Sabrina Carpenter performed at a Thanksgiving game.
I didn't either.
Learned that today.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
2015.
So did Taylor Swift, right?
Yeah. Well, everybody gets their big break here.
It's like we should stop mocking I've never heard of this Grammy nominee artist. They suck. They must suck. And then 10 years later, they're the biggest pop star in the world.
Yeah, well, unless their halftime performance actually sucks, Jack Harlow.
Dang.
Well, you got a point. That's not going to happen tomorrow, though. I'm excited about Jack White. That's going to be good.
It's true. All right. See
All
you
right, guys.
guys.
Yeah.
Later. Hope you all have great Thanksgiving, that it's well
Yes.
seasoned food.
All right. Let's talk chat. Get out of this Zoom call. What do we want to do here, chat? I didn't even check if my Madden is updated. Let me open up Madden and see what happens here. I feel like if we're gonna do the Madden sim, we're gonna have to cut all the early stuff out. We're not gonna adjust the lineups. We're not going to mess around. It's only 9 o'clock. I don't need to go to bed. We're not gonna add Frank in. We're not gonna do any of that stuff. If we do the Madden sim, we just gotta run it. Run it as everything currently is at, and run through it. Julius Taylor, thank you for following on YouTube. I'll turn the alert box back on too and throw the November stuff up here as well. Yeah, I feel like that's the best way to go about this. And if we do that, we're just gonna fly right through it. It's not Thanksgiving yet. I got nothing to do tonight. I'm not really into the Thanksgiving Eve stuff anymore. You know, it used to be like, yeah, you'd go to the bar and blah 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 blah. But I'm too old for downtown Northville's wagon wheel. I'm not meal prep. I mean, I ain't got nothing to meal prep either. I'm working all day tomorrow. My boy Zazu's already hanging out in my cousin's place. Not even here, so I can't even give you guys a Zazu request. This is Zazu cameo. He's not even here. Yeah, it is also cold and terrible. Yeah. Chris, I just told you he wasn't here. If I wasn't doing this Madden sim, you know what I'd be doing? I'd be watching the new episode of, what do you call it? Pluribus. So let's just fire this up. We're going to run it. I'll let you guys gambo still, because that's half the fun of these, right? But we're gonna speed run it. So no adjusting lineups. We already talked plenty about the actual injuries that are happening and all that. So Stranger Things, did that drop this today as well? I think this is just gonna be a straight up one. Who wins the Madden sim? We'll just do straight up. Packers, Lions. I'll give you guys 5 minutes. Why are you making me do all this stuff? Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, before I watch the new season of Stranger Things, I'm definitely gonna have to rewatch the last season. It's been how many years? It's been a few, right? Look at that. It's already where it needs to be. Now, if this influences your bet, 90 to 84. 3 years? Dang. Well, first of all, we're sporting these. You guys have no say in the matter. The throwbacks are back, and we're wearing them. Do we want to go ugly with the Packers? I'm going backwards so that we get the gross, ugly ones. If you want them. I think it's this one. Or this one. Maybe the away. Since they're going to be the away team. Oh, God, those are terrible, too. Or this one. Which one? Do we want the circle? Or the whatever? I don't even know what we call this. Tan pants? Circle or tan pants? What the hell? These two? I feel like I've never seen these. They're like brown. Tan? Alright, y'all want the tan pants. That's fine. That's not really even tan, but we'll go with that one. Let me look at the channel points real quick. 59% of you taking the Lions, including 20,000 from Monkey. On the other end, 25,000 channel points from Not That Obvious on the Packers. Oops. Do we want the accelerated clock off? Did we try that last time? I feel like we tried that last time, and it didn't really change anything. Guys, we haven't dropped frames in 2 straight streams, and I'm a little concerned that everything was fixed without me even doing anything. Now there's 100,000 channel points from Shanked on the Packers and 79,000 from your nasty boy on the Lions. Keep it on for time. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. We'll still do 8-minute quarters. Screw it. Lost all your channel points on the Band-Aid. Frank's not in the lineup. We didn't adjust the lineups at all because we're in hurry up mode. So this is just straight team versus team. Let's pretend like everybody is healthy that's on the 53-man roster. Are you guys getting the Thanksgiving spread in the press box? I assume so. We have in previous years. We get like a legit Thanksgiving dinner, which I'm excited about. We shouldn't dismiss that the healthy Ragnow is more effective than a Ragnow at mid-season mental prep, but also mid-season wear and tear. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'm not feeling great about it, Zern. I think the offense is going to struggle tomorrow. If I'm being completely honest. Certainly, no Graham doesn't help. I know people are frustrated with Graham, but I don't think Tristan Colon is going to be some elixir that fixes everything. I think the style of play that the Lions play against this Packers defense is very much Dan said it. You have to be very careful. You have to be very patient. You have to take what the defense gives you. And if you're going to play that style of game, you have to have very mistake-free football. You have to not avoid negative plays. You have to be really good on third down. You have to efficiently run the football. And they haven't done any of those things consistently all year. Now, the Packers are beat up, and the Packers have their own issues, and the interior defensive line is beatable in the run game, but I don't see a realistic way in which the Lions offense puts up 30. The good news is that the Packers offense is going through similar struggles right now. Feels like they've had a little bit of an identity crisis since Tucker Kraft went down, much like the Lions with Sam Laporta. They've only averaged 17.5 points over the past 4 games. Granted, they've played some good defenses over that time. But they also like to chuck it deep. They also like to throw YOLO balls, and the Lions are not particularly great at defending YOLO balls. So, I don't know. I pointed to all that, and I don't think the Lions are going to win tomorrow. I don't think it's a lopsided matchup by any means, but if I had to bet, I'd bet on the Packers. I hope I'm wrong. I've been wrong a lot this year, so on paper as a 500 record at best, and against the spread it might be even worse than that. So it's hard to predict in the NFL. All right, let's get this going. Packers going to start with the ball first. Take this one from the 5-yard line. And isn't able to get to the 30. Good coverage there from the Lions special teams unit. Noted Vikings fan. Not me. All right, come on. Let's get this thing moving, Jordan Love. I know you like to run the clock to 0, the play clock to 0, and then snap the ball and get it off because you're cheaters. Going to try to establish a run here early. Josh Jacobs carrying a couple defenders for a 10-yard gain. Jacobs, as you may know, not carrying an injury designation for this game, so he will play. But he's only averaged about either 3.8 or 3.9 a carry. Probably going to get Laporta as the fullback again, yeah. Put a hand up! All right, that's fine. 2-yard gain for the Packers there, setting up a 2nd and 8. Man, doesn't he have a punchable face even in the game? Loving the shotgun. Jacobs to his left. Line showing blitz. Terrion gets knocked over, but he gets in the way, and Josh Jacobs is going to get gang tackled for a loss there. Meek was the one who finally took him down. A little bit of help from Avonte Maddox as well. Packers lose a yard, and it's 3rd and long. Scale from 1 to 10, how hilarious is it that JJ sucks since he gave himself his own alter ego? Story's wild. Quick snap there from the Packers. 4-man rush, finds the open receiver. I believe that's Romeo Doubs. Out across midfield to the Lions' 44-yard line, and I just ripped a little piece out of my controller by accident. Third and long struggles continue indeed. Lions are going to need to take those opportunities to get off the field. Doesn't happen there. Big hole for Josh Jacobs. Kirby Joseph comes there to take him down, but not until Jacobs gets about 12 down to the Lions' 32-yard line. Good question, Grandpa. Packers starting to move now, getting in a little bit of a rhythm. Love, another 4-man rush that doesn't get there. Jack, pretty good coverage, but Luke Musgraves shakes the tackle and picks up 6. Can you give us insight on what actually happens at practice this week? I mean, it's walkthroughs. So, like, you're installing plays but only walking through them. We as media don't get to watch any of it. When they do a walkthrough, it's closed to the media, to the public. So it's kind of that, honestly. Pick your plays and walk through them. Maybe go to like a little bit more of a pace than just walking, but not really. Jeremy, with what you know in this moment, what are the odds Ragnow plays next season? 50-50? Gosh. Sure. I mean, I have zero extra insight. Uh-oh. Josh Jacobs, I think, goes down after Jordan Love scrambles for the first down, and he's limping pretty hard there. They'll put him there on the table, the trainer's table. We'll see if he comes back, but maybe rushed himself back from his injury a little too soon. Dan Campbell screaming from the sidelines something as the Packers will take their first snap in the red zone here, 1st and 10. Tucker Kraft cheatingly in the game. And they'll give, I forgot who their backup is. Should probably know that. 3-yard gain for that guy. Hey. Chill, Romeo. Manuel Wilson, that's right. That's right. Hey, Q-Man, thank you for the $77 donation to the University of Michigan Robo Cancer Center. Jordan Love scrambling, going to dump that one off, and it's dropped by Matthew Golden. Good play there from Amik. Breaking the pass up, forcing another 3rd and long. Thanks again, Q-Man, for the $77 donation. Gets us to $13,334.29 donated during our Movember charity campaign all month, which comes to the end in about 10 days here. Love looking, scrambling, going to toss up a YOLO ball. And there's a jump ball, well defended there by Jack Campbell. Knocks it out of Musgrave's hands and sets up the 4th down. Fantastic play there from the 3rd-year linebacker who's just having a monster season. Terrion is questionable. It is worth noting that I believe he was listed as a limited practice today. So, I don't know. Feels 50-50 to me. Feels like maybe he won't be back. But I don't know. Thankful for Frank, but boy, we could have used it back versus Viking and onwards. Well, you're not wrong, Blade, but the good news is you're going to have him for Vikings Part 2. If I had the opportunity to talk with Dan Campbell tomorrow morning, what would your first question be? What would be your first question? It'd probably be about Frank, right? Like, can just tell me how the Frank Ragnow thing went down. Did you show up to his doorstep playing In Your Eyes from a boombox? Or did he do the same to you? I'm just like I'm insanely curious about how this all happened. I think the concussion protocol has changed since it was last public, and we don't really know the specifics of it anymore. So I don't have an answer for you. Look at Jameer breaking some tackles, picking up 8 right up the gut. I do not owe you a spin, Drew. I did some Bean Boozled if you weren't here about 30 minutes ago. Went 0 for 3, all terrible flavors. It's very unpleasant. Ooh, Isaac Toslaw! Great job from Jared Goff. Felt the pressure on the play action and immediately got rid of it. I thought we didn't cross 2 thresholds. Just the 13,000 mark. You can rewind the stream and if I'm wrong, but I think we only crossed the 13,000 mark. We got about $1,000 in subs today with all the 77s, which is awesome. Not much there for Gibbs. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but not much else. What should be like the donation thing for tomorrow's game? Do we want to do points? Do we want to do Jahmyr Gibbs rushing yards? I like having a thing to track. In the meantime, Isaac Toslaw stepping up this game. I guess no, there's probably not a lot of people willing to trail a Jahmyr Gibbs rushing yards, considering it could be anywhere from like 40 to 200. Aggressive blitz there from the Packers, who don't blitz a ton, but caught the Lions off guard on first down. Saw Toslaw on 20 man in the huddle today. Can't wait until that dude starts making plays. He's a good kid. In hindsight, do you feel Brad was too arrogant when people were asking him about the D-line? I don't know. I mean, he's been carrying that attitude for a while now, and I've called it out once or twice, and it's not my favorite thing about him, but I get why he is like that. Nice pass there to Jamo all the way down to the 23. He could feel Micah Parsons closing in on him and got rid of it just in time. I don't know. I get what Brad is doing, and I don't fully disagree with him because I don't know, like these splash moves that everyone wants him to do, I just don't think are realistic. Trading for Myles Garrett, trading for whoever, fill in the blank. Should the Lions have done more? Maybe. Relying on Marcus Davenport was a risk. But, given that they have to be financially responsible, maybe that was one of the more responsible ways you could try to do it. Get a guy that fits what you do, is going to come cheap. I don't know. Do you think we can expect Skipper at tight end 75% of the game to beef up the O-line? That's probably more than he's going to get, but, 30, 40, maybe 50%. I'm very intrigued to see what they're going to do because Dan Skipper, God love him, like, he can't do all of the tight end responsibilities. He just can't. Goff gets rid of it. Smart play. No, I mean they're going to have to play a tight end that doesn't have a lot of playing time to their name. Or I mean Ferkser's been around a while, but Ferkser's going to have to play a lot, which means you're going to have to rely on him in the running game. You're going to have to rely on him in part of Jameson Williams, by the way, making the moves, making a cut up field, getting in the end zone, and not getting a personal foul penalty with his celebration yet. Look at the cut he makes here. Good block from Amon-Ra, and then a little cut. Oh, had that guy grasping for air. And the Lions take the lead on their first offensive possession of the game. When's the next time we would hear from Brad? I've been curious to view the season in general. End of season presser. We really only get him 4 times a year. 4 times a year? We get him end of season. We get him at the combine. We get him at the owners' meetings. We get him on the 3 days of the draft. And then we get him at the end of training camp. So 5 times a year. Unless I'm missing something. I think that's right. End of season. Combine. Pre-draft and draft. Owners meeting. End of season. Or end of training camp. Not much doing for the Packers return game so far. They'll get stopped at the 22. Super Bowl week? Maybe. I don't even know if you get the general manager during Super Bowl week. Never had to cover a Super Bowl. I would love for that to change. Game made. Okay. Well, Josh Jacobs apparently back in the game. 6-yard gain on first down. I was just thinking about, I hate to bring it up, but I was just thinking about the 2023 season, and, I don't think I've still yet fully grasped how that season ended. I don't think I fully grasped just how close they were, just how close I was to covering a Super Bowl. And I've probably not fully digested or healed from that game. Or maybe it just it never occurred to me how close they were, and so it didn't hit me as hard as maybe it should have. Don't get me wrong. I still remember. There's a lot that I still remember. The first thing that comes to mind when I think is sitting in the Lions press conference room, the away team press conference room, waiting for Dan Campbell, and just it's deathly quiet in there, and I'm just hearing the buzzing of the fluorescent light bulbs in the room, and just 1,000-mile staring into like the curtains behind the podium. But it doesn't. It honestly doesn't feel like a deep cut. It doesn't feel like a deep scar to me. And I think part of it is just because I never fully grasped the gravity of the situation, because it all felt so surreal that in the first time the Lions were making the playoffs in 10 years, 20 years, whatever it had been, that they were on the verge of making the Super Bowl. Like, it didn't feel earned. It didn't feel like it was their time yet. But yet it was right there. You're right. Yeah, I think that's part of it too. Yeah, it all happened so quickly. I didn't really go into that game with expectations. I thought the 49ers were the better team, and they probably were. They weren't for most of that game, but dang, the Red Wings blowing it. I don't know why I'm talking about that game, but I think part of it is I actually don't, like I said, I don't feel that bad about it. It's crazy though that I don't. A lot of dinking and dunking. Nice tackle there from Al-Qadim Mohammed, who dropped into coverage, brought down Josh Jacobs, setting up a 3rd and 8. CJ McLean, thank you for the follow over on Twitch. Appreciate you. Stick around for a little while. Dang, you had to walk 2 miles after that game? I don't think I've rewatched it either. Hell, I haven't rewatched the Commanders game. That game sucked. That game hurt me. Not another YOLO ball. No! It actually worked. The Lions were in good coverage but couldn't get a hand on it, and Dontavian Wicks comes down with it. Who's in coverage there? Is that Brian Branch? I think that was Brian Branch. Thoughts on Craig being waived, just a matter of time? I mean, kind of. The minute he started to be in a healthy scratch behind Jacob Sailors, I mean, you knew that was a possibility. I do think they're going to try to get Craig back. If he clears waivers, they'll probably try to bring him back on the practice squad. Especially considering, both Sailors and Vaki are battling injuries. I think you want someone you can trust to be healthy there as well. All right, Wings tied up. Let's go. Wingo has been a healthy scratch all year, but there's developmental potential there, right? Craig's, 29, 28? Punt for the review, started stream at 12.4 today. Thought we ended last night short of 12K. No, we just crossed over at the end of last stream, Drew. We did a spin on the Wheel of Pain last night. We did some push-ups for first bite. Night Cram. Happy Thanksgiving. Chat, I know if you're going out tonight, you're probably already out, but if you are watching right now and do plan on going out, please be safe out there. Don't make a terrible life-altering decision. Get a DD, take an Uber. I wouldn't recommend going out at all tonight because you can't trust who else is out there and who else is making bad decisions. But if you don't have a choice, maybe you're traveling to see family, any of that, please drive defensively. Or, yeah. Just be careful. And that goes for tomorrow too, I suppose. I'm sure many of you will be imbibing throughout the day. Be safe. Got you in on the shower before I 69 my wife, happy Thanksgiving. Love Lion 69, thank you for living up to your name. Okay, Brock Wright. Traffic is ridiculous, just going to the grocery store, yeah. You got it now, Drew. Brock Wright. Lions offense moving the football pretty well against this Packers defense. And just as I say that, 1 yard gain from Jahmyr Gibbs. Driving to Michigan early in the morning, avoid the crazies and the snow today. Smart. Where are you coming from, Josh? I feel like I should know that, but I don't. Yeah, I mean, at some point they're going to have to unwrap the shrink wrap with Isaac Teslaw, right? And it's starting to feel like they don't have many more choices. Well, good thing we didn't take Brock Wright out of this game, I guess. That'll take us to the 2-minute warning as Lions down to the Packers' 32-yard line. Don't do that. Tactile Puma. Missouri. Moved from here from San Diego last year. San Diego, see, that sounds familiar. No, we didn't put we didn't adjust the lineups at all because I want to go to bed pretty soon. Jahmyr Gibbs to the house makes the safety miss, and that just looks like a replay from last Sunday. Gibbs right up the gut, makes a cut to make the safety miss, and turns the corner. No one can catch him. Snow is hitting Iowa 5 to 8 inches. Ooh. Yikes. Yeah, go yell at Micah Parsons. Learn how to be a good run defender. Extra point to go up 4 with $1:55 left in the first half, and Jake Bates is true. Lions 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns. Man, if we saw this tomorrow, I'd be thrilled. Major Slaw is our secret weapon to beat the Packers. He was the only one who scored in week 1. Facts. Facts, facts, facts. I forgot just how bad that game was until today when I looked back on it. It did not go well. I don't think it's going to be that. Like I said, I still think the Packers are going to win, but it's not. I don't think it's going to look like that. Oh, uh-oh. A little bit better of a return this time. Gets all the way down to the 33. Which gives the Packers some life before the end of this first half. Strong first couple drives here from Jordan Love. Did you really see Frank Ragnow in the huddle? It's possible. I have not even looked. But I didn't even update. Here's your Zazu cameo. Oh, God. Romeo Doubs all the way down inside the line's 40-yard line. He looks so happy on a made bed. How dare you? I'm not even going to show you my bed. It's worse than unmade right now. Empty backfield for... Oh, here comes another YOLO ball. Pick it! Pick it! Oh, man, I thought Kirby was going to have it. Why is DJ Reader kicking his feet like that? Could be a tasty defensive line with Hutch, Aleem, Tyleek, DJ, and Davenport. Not wrong. I don't have laundry on it, but it's... If I showed you it, I'd never hear the end of it. A lot of short stuff. That one is going to force him to use their first timeout? That was only the first timeout? Frank is back. The timeline is restored. CJ McLean, did I say thank you for following? If I didn't, I'm sorry. Thank you for following. I think I did. Really need to head and make your bed to the wheel of pain? Nah. That's not that painful. That's not that exciting to see. Chief of Lions can get off the field here on 3rd down. Only a 3-man rush. Oh, I thought he was... Okay. Nice little play there from Terrion, breaking it up. I thought Jordan Love was just going to scramble right up the middle for an easy 1st down conversion. Instead, he got a little greedy, went downfield. And the Packers are going to have to settle for about a 50-yard pass attempt. And call it 49. That kick is up, almost blocked. And it's good. Lions will retain the lead there. Dang. Khalil Dorsey almost got his fingertips on it. Just inside the right upright. Frank Ragnow! He's there! You're right. He's on the sideline. No shot. I didn't even update the game. He was there, chat. Is he in the? He's not in the starting lineup though, is he? Has he been playing this entire time? Now I'm just gonna be looking for him all the time. Where is he? 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 I mean, Graham's there. Not there. Not there. Not there. It's 87. You're not supposed to be out there. It must. He's right there. He's right there, chat. He was right there in the huddle. He's right there. You can see him. You can see him. That's it. He's got the star. Chat, that's him. That's the guy. He just snapped the football. No wonder why their offense looks so good. How was Austin Mammoth the only one to see that? Thanksgiving games televised the halftime, don't they? Yeah, I think they do. Oh, there he is, chat. Timeout, timeout, timeout. Whoa. So how... I'm pretty sure I have automatic updates off. I wonder if just firing up the game like it automatically downloads the newest roster. That's crazy. So where's Graham playing? Is Graham playing left guard? Like, I'm curious where... Yeah, Graham's left at guard there. Interesting. Yeah, what if Madden knew before we did? All right, nice little toe tap from Jameson Williams. Gets out of bounds after a 5-yard gain.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5. Here's a 2nd and 5.
Goff, 28 seconds left. Taking the shotgun snap. Looking. Backs up. Throws up the middle. Finds a wide open Brock Wright who sticks his foot in the ground. Gets down to the 34-yard line. 20 seconds left. Lions are not using another timeout, and they only have one left. Chat. I don't think the Lions are going to score points here because they don't know how to manage the clock. Oh, you know what? Best case scenario here, they're just going to call timeout. Just call timeout. And now just kick it. Now just kick it. Now just kick a 51-yarder. That's fine. I'll take that. What happened? You did a Madden sim in the morning and Frank was in the game? What? What happened? You did a Madden sim? I didn't do one in the morning. Okay. Okay. Just drill this, Jake Bates. Let's go. It's good. Lions take a 4-point lead into the second half, and I believe they'll get the ball first. 3 drives, 2 touchdowns, and a 2-minute drill. I'll take that. Oh, there's 1 second left. Who's the happiest on the Lions staff that Frank is coming back? It's a good question. Hank was kind of the first thing that came to my mind.
So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's first and 10.
Graham, maybe. But Graham might move to left guard, which is not his favorite. Goff is probably pretty high up there, too. Someone said Montgomery, and I think that was a pretty good answer, too. How would you feel if this is the scenario tomorrow going to have? I'd be pretty darn happy if the offense looked this good. Not another YOLO ball. No way! Oh, my God. Christian Watson had it, then it was knocked away. I didn't even realize that was... What happened? Was it a touchback? I was not even paying attention.
Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone.
There you have it. Halftime quickly over. Third quarter, here we go. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3.
Brian Flores is probably the least happy. Yeah. I mean, their season's kind of over anyways, but probably doesn't make them any more happy.
Brendan McManus to
The
kick
Lions
off
in the
for
lead, and
Green
they're going to get
Bay.
the football first as well as the second half is underway.
Sionivaki gets to the 26-yard line. Lions take the field there with an opportunity to take a 2-score lead for the first time this game. There's Jahmyr Gibbs. Came off a historic performance last week against the Giants. Already off to a good start here against the Packers. Oh, yeah, that untimed down at the end of the third quarter. When the clock clearly expired. Or are you talking about, you're not talking about the Phantom face mask. That was also an untimed down. Plenty of time for Goff. Finds Amon-Ra for about 6. Good protection there. Probably because you have an all-pro center in there.
Pickup of 6. Brings up second and 4.
Mad needs to cut Tate's hair.
32-yard line.
Yeah, I wonder like how often they do cosmetic changes like that to a player that does something like that. Shaves off the mullet. Goff takes the shotgun snap. Pressure coming. Dumps it off to Brock Wright. Can't break a tackle. Picks up 2, though. Sets up 3rd and 2. Maybe you run this right down Frank's back.
They need 2. Here's 3rd down.
They're going shotgun. Gibbs is to Goff's right. And they're going to throw. A little screen pass. They had to throw it right away, but Gibbs has got some open room. All the way down to the 43-yard line. Untouched since then. Good play call there. Caught the Packers getting a little over-aggressive on 3rd down. What's the expectation for snaps at tight end tomorrow? Man, that is a great question, Loveline, and I don't have a good answer for you. Someone's going to have to play it, and I think they'll probably lean a little bit more on Dan Skipper than they have in the past, but I don't think it's going to be more than like 30-40%. So I think you're going to have to play someone, whether it's Ferkser or Zach Horton, and I think it's probably going to like Ferkser probably has to play like 50-60% of the snaps. At least. Gibbs falls forward, gets the first down. Feels like he didn't quite hit the hole that he needed to, but either way, got the first down. Lions in business. Packers side of the field, 47-yard line.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Meeks has been getting some reps at tight end. But if I'm not mistaken, is Meeks on? Meeks isn't on the 53, and he didn't get elevated, so... Dwelly's in there too. You're right. I forgot about Dwelly. Ross Dwelly's could split some of the time there. But I don't think Meeks is active. I think he's on the practice squad and he didn't get elevated, so no Meeks. Gibby picks up a couple. Up to 72 on the day. Hey, don't touch Decker. Get your hands off him.
But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just
Empty backfield here. Lions going 5 wide.
and then once he made the read,
Include David Montgomery way on the bottom of your screen. Throws it up the seam to, my goodness, Isaac Teslaw having himself a game. But oh no,
in another first down as the tackles make
not Tate Ratledge and his weird black mullet.
a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here.
What in the world? There's never been a person that looks less like their Madden character.
Here, medical staff though going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
Who's going to fill in? Aushik at right guard? It's probably what would happen in real life. Let's see what the Lions do.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
71. Little in-breaker for Teslaw. Picks up another 7. Who's 71? Why can't I think of who 71 is?
It's a gain of 7. Brings up second and 3 at the 12-yard line.
Is that Frazier?
Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter.
I guess it is. Another in-breaker. And he holds on again. Look at the Rook. Leading the team down the field. Kirby Joseph excited on the sidelines. Lions going I formation here. Gibbs in the backfield. As the fullback. Oh, he had the edge, but he tried to kick it inside first. No gain there. Every play, Taylor Decker's getting into a little scrap. Frazier 71, okay. Kirby Joseph going nutso on the sideline for some reason. Dan Campbell's got to separate him. Got to keep him separated. Goff takes the snap. Looking to scramble. Gonna hit. Gonna go down. Held on to that one just a little bit too long, and Rashawn Gary got him. Now Lions are in a bit of trouble here, all the way back to their 17-yard line. Not a lot of plays in the playbook for a 3rd and goal from the 17. Tate did want the day off. That's a good point. Oh, I'm so excited about food tomorrow. I love Thanksgiving dinner. I love the turkey. I love the mashed potatoes, stuffing, pumpkin pie, all of it. It's a great meal. And I won't have any slander of any of it. Tate Ratledge back in the game here. Goff looking. Throws to the end zone. Ooh, just short of the end zone, and Teslaw can't hold on. Not fruit salad. Fruit salad is not a Thanksgiving food. You heard me right, Kyle Yost. All right, Lions are going to take a field goal here. Try to push their lead to 7. Jake Bates lines up for a 34-yarder. Snap, hold is good, kick is up and good. Thanksgiving dinner, I'm going to have probably around 11 o'clock in the afternoon, in the morning. Very excited. And I'm probably going to get 2 plates. No, they close it up a good 30 minutes before the game starts. Usually they put out Coney dogs at halftime and some ice cream. I don't know if they'll do something different. 11 just seems like afternoon to me, okay? Next Halloween, you and Eric's dress up as Dan Miller and Sticky Note Guy. What does dressing up like Dan Miller look like, though? Do I need to get a Fox 2 Detroit polo shirt? Ooh, that play action fooled Al-Qadim Muhammad. But Jack Campbell does make the tackle after about a 10-yard gain. I wish I was in the room when Eric found out about Frank. Me too, honestly. We were slacking. I can tell you, I will give you a transcript of our slack. Me at 3:46 p.m. He's just going to be at the game, right? Right? Eric, that's a risky post for just that, right? And that's it. And then like the news broke and we both just went straight to work. And Eric's like feeding me stats and things like that to put in the post. And I'm like, I didn't even see him. Packers moving here. We are getting dangerously close to tie game territory. Not a lot of resistance from the Lions defenses. Jordan Love going to give this one to Josh Jacobs, who bounces off Aiden Hutchinson, but loses even more yards. Brian Branch is the one to clean him up after a 6-yard loss for the Packers, pushing him back to the 33-yard line. Thank you, McVay. Appreciate that, buddy. Ah, Predators 4, Wings 3. That game's kind of crazy.
Tough spot looking at 2nd and 16 here after the big loss. Now Love.
Little screen pass to Josh Jacobs. Get there, Jack. Okay. You got in on the tackle. Sets up 3rd and 8. That might be the last play of the third quarter here. We'll see once the clock starts running again after they set the football. If he was next to you, he would have punched your leg so hard you would have broken a femur. We may have punched each other's legs there. 3, 2, 1. They get the play off. Lions going to send a late delayed blitz. Another jump ball. No! I hate this. Why do I have to watch this immoral football on Madden as well? The 3rd and long jump ball to Matthew Golden is complete. Ah! Dang it.
Back now at Ford Field. It's the Packers who have the football, but
1st and goal Packers as we start the 4th quarter.
a looming decision to make on the conversion.
Love's going to go in the shotgun with Jacobs to his left. Take the snap, gives to Jacobs, and he's got a wide open hole. He's going to walk in for a touchdown, and the Packers are an extra point away from tying this ball game up on the very first play of the final quarter. Looks like, I don't know, Anzalone jumped the wrong gap or something. We are set up for a fantastic finish right now. Lions 20, Packers 19, extra point coming. Hutch a little frustrated on the sidelines, getting some encouragement. Just got here, what are the initial expectations for Frank? I would not expect him to play until at least the Lions-Rams game. But we don't really know anything. Lions haven't said anything. Frank hasn't posted anything. I immediately turned on all alerts from Frank's Instagram page. Oh. I don't think there's been any official anything about weight loss or anything like that. So I don't know. We don't know any of that stuff. I do wonder if he knew couple weeks ago and started working out, started getting ready. The impression I get is that he's physically close to where he needs to be. But I don't know. No, I don't think there's tampering if he's not. I mean, he's retired, so you can talk with anybody. I think it would probably be tampering if the Lions, if any other team other than the Lions had contacted him about coming out of retirement. Actually, I actually don't know the answer to that. I think that would still maybe be considered tampering because he's under contract with the Lions once he's out of retirement. But maybe you're allowed to talk with him if he's not, because the contract isn't active while you're retired. So let's say there was a center needy team that was like, hey, any chance you'd come out of retirement and we'd consider trading for you? I don't know if that'd be allowed or not. I don't think you can hand him a playbook while he's retired. Big third down pickup there for the Lions. A quick slant to Jahmyr Gibbs, who was lined up out wide. Gets him down into Packers territory at the 48-yard line. First down signal there from Jahmyr.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
How they enter the roster? Is it like return from IR? I mean, it doesn't count like that. So they added him today, but he's on the commissioner's exempt list, which means he's not counting against the 53. That usually lasts like a week. They usually give you a week or so of leeway. And so I think by next week he's going to have to be on the 53-53. Another give to Jahmyr, who squeaks through, picks up about 6. Nice little game from there as the Lions, another steady drive here. So I don't know how the guaranteed money works. Obviously the Lions, we're going to have to eat that guaranteed money. The one thing I don't know is, can the guaranteed money now stay in the future, or did it all come down to this year? Obviously his salary, he's not going to get paid for the games he missed. So his salary, whatever it is or was, is just going to be prorated for the remaining 6 games of the season. So, he'll get essentially a third of his salary that he was owed. J-Mo inside the 20. That's one thing we didn't look at Madden ratings. I wonder if those have already changed. Jahmyr Gibbs didn't move, so I don't know. Jahmyr Gibbs was already a 97, so I don't know if it got updated or not. Goff. J-Mo on a crosser. Can he get the edge? Yes, he can! Touchdown, Detroit Lions! Jamison Williams cannot be caught, and the Lions are up 6 with 4:27 to go. What a drive. Look, there's 4 different Packers chasing him, and you combine the speed of all 4 of them, and I don't think you can catch him. Jake Bates with an important extra point here to make it a 7-point game, and that kick is up and good. Now it's up to the defense. One stop, and that might do it because this offense has been on today. It's almost like they just added one of the best players in football, or at least one of the best offensive linemen in football, and that just sparked everything. Is Craig really going to be gone? It's a good question. He has to go through waivers. If he makes it through waivers, I would expect him to come back, but I would say it's at least a mild risk that he gets claimed. But I don't know. We shall see. Oh boy. Oh boy. You can't give up the big play. Oh great. Jake Bates is getting way too many tackles this year. One thing to consider with Craig is that when you get waived this once, like, I don't know. It's weird because it's a Thursday game. Normally, if you get waived during a game, you know, or right before a game, you might not clear waivers until the entire weekend, but I'm going to have to check the transaction report tomorrow to see if he actually would clear tomorrow. I think he might actually clear tomorrow. What did the flower say? What does that mean? Oh, LaFleur. Dang, Wings blew it. Sean Moore, thank you for the follow or the sub over on YouTube. Appreciate you. Yeah, I mean, that's certainly one of the questions I think Frank will probably get asked when we get to talk to him next is, and I would imagine Frank's answer is going to be, I'm just thinking about this year for now. I'm not making any decisions about 2026 right now. But he's under contract for another year, and he's only, what, 29? The crazy thing is he just had a second kid. Like, just had a second kid. Wait, I need to... Oh, you know what? I was trying to... Because I know Dan Campbell talked about Frank recently, and I couldn't find the transcript, and I'm just now realizing that it was on the radio, and I'd have to go back and find whichever radio... I'm sure someone else... Oh, hit as he throw. No way he completes that. Oh, yeah, he said the ship has sailed. He said that earlier this month. He said that 3 weeks ago. This is even crazier now. I had completely forgot he used those words. Dan Campbell on Costa Jansen. This is a Dave Burkett tweet. On chance of Frank Ragnow coming out of retirement to help the Lions beat up offensive line. Quote, that ship has sailed. What changed in 3 weeks? No way he holds on to that! No way! Are you kidding me? Oh my God. Who was it that tried to lay him out? Dusty did say every head coach is a liar. I'm crashing out! Ugh. I want to go to bed, chat. Can I go to bed? Will you guys just run the rest of the stream? Do we want to do a sleeping stream where you guys just watch me sleep until 6 in the morning? How's my forehead? Frankly, it's fine. Zazu's not here. It didn't fly across the room. I just stood up, and when I stood up, I literally stood on top of the cord, so I yanked it from my head and just landed right in front of me. All right, Lions offense is going to have to do it one more time here. Gibbs having another fantastic day. 3 minutes, all 3 timeouts. I don't know, Krolik, maybe. I have to imagine he's... I mean, I don't know. I think maybe he wants to spend Thanksgiving with his family. Oh, they tried to pull a trick play. But Rashawn Gary says, no, 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 no. I've seen this one before. And Jamo gets tackled for a 3-yard loss.
When you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not,
Well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss. Goff now to throw. He's got this to Williams. It's going to be out.
Jamo!
22 yards.
I like what I'm seeing from them
And the
here. Tie
Lions
game in the fourth
first
quarter.
down.
They understand the situation. They don't
First
need to be in
and
any
10 at the
rush. Go ahead and
45-yard
huddle up
line.
and run your offense. That last completion put them in a nice position to take the lead in this game.
First carry now for
Is that David Montgomery in the game? Can we get Eric on stream to hear his thoughts on Frank? Is he in the chat? If he's in the chat, yes. I'm not going to reach out to him, though. It's late.
with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports.
Yeah, where has Amon-Ra been this entire game? That's a good point.
As we welcome you back. They've got a second down now.
I would assume Frank went back to Minnesota. Uh-oh, chat. This is a ginormous play. Lions at midfield facing a 3rd and 8. Clock running. If the Lions don't convert here, they give the Packers a chance to drive and win the ball game. If they convert, they might be able to run the rest of the clock. Huge play here. Goff in the shotgun with Gibbs to his right. Takes a snap. Throws. He finds an open receiver. It's Dwelly? Is that Ross Dwelly? Down to the 25-yard line. The most unlikely of candidates to make the big play. And the Lions are in business. Green Bay forced to call one of their 3 timeouts. Lions likely, I mean, if they just run it 3 times here, they can get it down to about 30-ish seconds. And that's assuming they don't get it first down. They will run on first down, picks up 1, Packers' second timeout. 27-27, a minute 28 left. Lions on the Packers' 23-yard line, well within Jake Bates' range. Packers 1 timeout, which means the Lions can run 1 play without the Packers being able to stop the clock. And a first down just about ends this game. The Lions are going to pass. They find Isaac Stislaw, break the tackle into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit Lions. Now, he would have probably been better served to get tackled in the end zone, or before the end zone. But the Lions are up 6 with a minute 23 to go. Stislaw with a breakout game. Look at him bounce off defenders into the end zone. Last week we had the Brock Wright breakout game. This time it's the Isaac Stislaw one. And 33 for the Lions, 27 for the Packers. Extra point pending. And that kick is up and good. Lions by 7. And they'll need one more. One more opportunity for the defense to get a stop. 83 seconds left for Jordan Love in the Packers offense. Plus 1 timeout. Last drive, their game-tying drive, was aided by a big kick return. Lions special teams going to need to be better this time. Jake Bates to kick it off. Going to land this one right around the 5-yard line. Here comes the return. Makes a move. Makes a guy miss down to the 32. A minute 19 left, and Jordan Love is 68 yards away from the game-tying score. Maybe the game-winning score if they try to go for 2. How many DPIs on this drive? Thank you for hitting exclamation point auction, McVay Rob. I keep forgetting to talk about it, but there's currently an auction going on for our Movember charity drive. 100% of the proceeds go to the University of Michigan Rogel Cancer Center. Some cool prizes there. Okay, Matthew Golden with an 8-yard gain. You'll take that. DJ Reed on the tackle as the clock continues to run. We're at a minute 8 now. 2nd and 2 from the Packers 40-yard line. 60 yards away with 60 seconds left. Clock still running. Love, 2 backs in the backfield with him. Takes a shotgun snap. Looking, plenty of time. Checks it down. Over the middle. That ball's still up. Now it hits the ground. Incomplete. Nice little defense there from Avonte Maddox. That ball hung up on top of the players for a couple seconds there. Was wondering if anyone was going to grab it, but it falls incomplete. 3rd and 2 for the Packers. Love takes a snap, throws a quick out. This one's caught by Romeo Doubs, but he's tackled in bounds. Now we're down to 42 seconds, and they're 45 yards away from a touchdown. No timeout from the Packers yet. They're going to have to hurry to the line here. 32 seconds left, 30 seconds left. Ton of time running off the clock. They're at their own 45, so they're 55 yards away. Another short pass. This one bounces off the hands of DJ Reed, incomplete. 23 seconds left. And you know this one's going to come down to another jump ball from Jordan Love. The question is, will the Lions be able to knock this one down? Lions only sending 3. They got a lot of people deep. Trying not to give up the big play. Let's see if Hutchinson can break loose. Another quick pass here from Jordan Love. Back to Doubs. Up the middle, though. Down to the 41-yard line. And the Packers have used their final timeout. They can no longer operate up the middle of the field. They got to either go to the end zone or utilize the sidelines. And they're still 41 yards away. One more play, defense. Lions showing a 4-man front here. Hutchinson standing up on the outside. Love takes a snap. Looking. Now he's going to scramble up the middle. Now he's going to get hit. Just barely gets rid of the ball. That was Aiden Hutchinson, who nearly called game for the 2nd game in a row. But Jordan Love just barely gets rid of it, and now there's only 12 seconds left. Maybe time for 2 more plays here, but they're going to have to be quick ones. And if anyone is tackled in bounds, this game's over. Love, pressure coming from the middle. He's just going to throw this one away to the sidelines. 8 seconds left. 3rd and 10, and maybe you can still get 2 more technically. But 1 shot into the end zone, and this game is going to be over. 3 men on the front for the Lions. Love in the shotgun with Josh Jacobs next to him. He is going to go deep. This is for the ball game. Jump ball! Knocked away, and there's still 2 seconds left. Is he only taking 4 or 5 seconds for each of these plays? And he'll get 1 more shot at the Hail Mary. It's 4th and 10. 2 seconds left. Lions celebrating a little bit too much for my liking on the sidelines here, as Jordan Love will get 1 more shot to the end zone to tie this ball game up. 2 seconds left. Love, back, and there's the shot. Jump ball, bouncing around. Who has it? Nobody, please. Incomplete, and the Lions are winners. 34-27, your Detroit Lions take home the Thanksgiving Day Classic for the 2nd year in a row. Micah Parsons just looking all sad on the sidelines. LaFleur probably going to chew out someone. You know he hates holidays. Now he's going to hate Thanksgiving a little bit more. There's Isaac Teslaw catching the game-winning pass. And Love, desperation heave, and there's just too many bodies there. Oh, nope, this is the touchdown that he did throw earlier in the game. What a game, chat. Offense didn't punt 1 time. I don't know if either of the offenses punted in this game. Let's look at some player stats before we get out of here. Jared Goff with an epic game. Holy cow. 25 of 27 for 306 and 3 touchdowns. That would be an all-timer. for him. The Jared Goff stat line of more touchdowns and incompletions, plus 306 yards. Jordan Love, not that far behind, to be quite honest. 24 of 36, 247, and 2 touchdowns. Jameer, solid day. Only rushed it 17 times. Got it 96 yards out of it. A touchdown. Josh Jacobs, modest day. J-Mo with kind of a quiet 9 for 107. I felt like it was really the Tesla game, which, I don't know, not as good as I thought. 6 catches for 78 and a score. Amon-Ra only 2 for 13, surprisingly. And then on the Packers sides, Dobbs was the main recipient, 7 for 90. And that's kind of it. I'm sorry, no. Matthew Golden, also 5 for 68. Defensively, not a lot of defense in this game, period. Rashawn Gary, Cooper. Madison Page with the $34.27 donation, which I'm just now realizing that was the score on Sunday, right? And also the score of this game, right? The Lions beat the Giants 34-27. Is that right? I feel like that's right. Let me go back to the defensive stats real quick. So, did anyone get a... So, okay, DJ Reed with a couple pass breakups. Terrion with a couple as well. Rock Ya-Sin with 1. No interceptions on the game, though, and no sacks from the Lions defense. TFLs? Aleem had 1. Reader had 1. Branch had 1. Amik. Maddox. Okay. I don't speculate on injuries. Kick puncher. I don't know. I feel like it's convenient to blame the wrist or hand or whatever he had earlier in the season for the drops. I mean, maybe that is what he's dealing with, and maybe that is the reason for the drops, but I also find it just to be a convenient excuse for something that could just be explained as, hey, it's just a couple of drops. It happens. So, I don't know. Chat. How excited are we? How excited are we? 1 out of 10. 77? It's fair to say? 77 out of 10? Like I said, we don't really know exactly when we're going to be live next. We're trying to figure out everything. The one thing that I can promise you is that Eric and I are going to record our post-game show from Ford Field and send it out that night for Pride of Detroit Direct subscribers. So if you do want audio, video content about the Thanksgiving game, become a Pride of Detroit Direct subscriber. You'll get it Thursday night, Thanksgiving night. We'll send that out to you guys via email. So if you aren't a subscriber yet, this would be a good time to try it out. You get a 7-day free trial, I think. That's how you do it right there. McVay Rob, prideofdetroit.com/subscribe, and you'll become a member, and you'll get a post-game show Thursday night, and then you'll get kind of more of a column from me and a statistical analysis from our good friend Brett Whitefield sometime on Friday morning or afternoon. And then, yeah, we'll try to do like a mini, I think the tentative plan is to do like another 1-segment podcast on the Lions-Packers game. And then maybe on Monday, when we kind of have a fuller picture of the playoff race after the results on Friday and Sunday, and I don't even know if there's a Monday game this week, we'll do a fuller podcast about the game, the playoff race, and all that sort of stuff, and probably more Frank Ragnow talk as well, as we'll have a better idea of what that looks like, how it came down and all that by Monday, hopefully, as well. So, oh yeah, I'll give you channel points to you believers. Choose outcome. Lions are your winners. Congratulations to the people who were believers. Pick the Lions. And yes, please all be safe. Enjoy yourselves. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Eat a lot of food. And if you are working or aren't able to be with loved ones, just know that a lot of us have been in that position. I know it sucks. I know it hurts. I've had to do it a lot of times. And just know there are better years ahead. If that's a source of stress, I know for a lot of people, not being with family is not a source of stress. And if that's the case, then enjoy your time with loved ones, or enjoy the time by yourself. There's no shame in being by yourself if that's what you want to be on Thanksgiving, or if that's what you have to be. Like I said, I've been there plenty of times in my past. And yeah, I know the holidays are always hard, no matter what it is. This time of year is always tough for me too, because it's right around the time I lost my dad. So I did get to spend one last Thanksgiving with him in 2016, and it was a hell of a football game. So, you know, if the Pride of Detroit community is the ones you have to spend it with, I'm happy to host you guys in whatever facet that is. So I know I'm rambling a little bit at this point, but I just want to acknowledge the people that are out there that Thanksgiving might not be as happy of a time as it is for some of the other people, because like I said, I've been on that end of it too. So either way, if you're a Pride of Detroit Direct subscriber, you'll see my face tomorrow. If not, you'll see my face sometime in the next few days, maybe for a midweek mailbag as well. I still got to work that out with Eric as well. So we'll figure it out. We've got some media availability this weekend, unfortunately, so we're not going to have a ton of free time because week 14 starts like Sunday for us. Either way, we'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for celebrating Frank Ragnow's return with us, and all sorts of fun. Hopefully there's a lot of fun left in this season, and we'll see you guys soon. Good night.